What's going on?
There was a point that I think when I decided to deal with Witsit, Witsit came in trying to pretend that this server was this thing that we'd not witnessed, but to reset reality. I think at that point, his attitude changed, and the server's attitude had to change. He's disappeared and descended towards the end again. You notice, yeah. But that's why you did it and I did it, Nathan. Yeah. Well, let's be sarcastic with you. These non-actually applied rules that you're stating apply, but that you have actually been, whilst our timer has been the complete opposite as to what you're saying. Yeah, with regards to you fucking village idiot. Yeah. And my best, I personally like, is it all right to make sure that I can make the claim that you've snatched your own wig off? That's not an insult.
Shouldn't have to do that.
That's okay.
Hello,
You've snatched your own wig off. Yeah.
So we're in our own server now, just so you know. We're in Flat Earth Debate server.
Cool.
So, hello, Mush.
Hi, guys.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. That was a great show, man. I missed like half of it, but the rest was great, man. Kind of poor moderation, but it is what it is. And also, the guy from the library is in the voice chat. Maybe he wants to pipe up. Bilu in the bushes. Good afternoon, buddy.
Library?
Yeah, remember the guy from the library the other day who couldn't talk? He's here again. He's in the voice chat.
Maybe we'll. We're not doing a show. Wonderful. I feel privileged.
Bilu, do you want to speak up, man, or you just want to hang in a text chat all day long? Speak up. Hello.
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 What's up, buddy? Why'd you mute yourself?
You wanted me to speak up. I did speak up, and there you go.
There you go, man. Speak your mind right now. Make your claims.
Oh, well, let's welcome him first. Let's welcome him first. Hi, guys. I'm not sure who we're talking to. If you all want to introduce yourselves.
Bilu in the bushes.
Evening.
Yeah, I'm Bilu. I'm in the bushes.
While this guy gathers his thoughts, just for a minute, let's give him a... The point was, I thought it was well dealt with in between us all. We were being attacked there at points, and it was just a matter of dealing with it like you were in a business meeting or in a HR way, and I thought we did that. Yeah. That's why the only reason, Nate, I stepped down and said, no, and I had to go to you, don't do that. Every bit we'd said in terms of verbs, nouns, etc., was spot on. And that's why I raised it later. We made one mistake in the grammatical mistake, which was still a performance view, but we made that mistake, yeah, and they jumped all over it. And that's why I wanted to point that out to him. Whilst we'd been subject to continuous mild ad hom. I'm a politician, apparently. Oh, you're a politician. What, after I just bitch slapped you? Shut up. You know what I mean? Eli, off you go.
He's buggered off.
I thought he wanted to speak. Sorry. I thought it was good. We're getting better and better at it.
Just came from there, and left lane came back with the same rhetoric again. Three points at the same elevation, and I asked him from where. He said it's irrelevant. So he gave up on the conversation. He didn't engage anymore. His connection was poor. But you know, when they are confronted with a rebuttal,
he's a child.
Yeah.
Neil.
He's a liar and he's a child. That's what we're dealing with. Liars and children who just like what it's so weird. Like what at one point I believed that people were just confused. But at this point, obviously, like we're arguing against people who are running away from making a claim or double speaking. And it's like we're no longer under the illusion that you're confused. Something else is going on. It's very weird.
Can you go through the pilot story again? I didn't catch it.
I didn't catch it either. Can you tell us about I had great things about this story. Some pilot was talking about measuring at 1.2 times the square root of the observer say it fits something like that.
Oh, you being sarcastic or for real? For real?
Wanker. The word's wanker. You say you're a wanker, Nathan? Wanker?
So, Mr. Moose, are you
I thought
gonna
it was
state
pretty
your
cool.
claims?
Say again, Beelu?
It was a nice piece of propaganda. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Mr.
Bill,
Moose wants to make some claims. Let's hear him. Moose, you have the floor.
Can we wait till I fix my audio settings? Nathan, you seeing this?
Are we really doing this now?
He's only going to take a minute.
It's going to take a minute. While
Fine.
we all fucking stop talking and
Can you
all
stop
that
swearing?
why you fucking fiddle
I'm setting up to go out to members, right? And it may only be
Well, they
5
should
people.
know this. That they no echo
Ugh.
chamber here.
Right. Can you go to settings? Go to third tab down, output. Okay, and then go to streaming and tell me what the bit rate is set to, please.
Streaming settings?
Yeah.
Oh, that's in encoder settings. The bit rate is 3,200 kilobytes per second.
3200.
Correct.
Wow, that's very low. Okay. Underneath that, does it say target usage? I can't see it.
No.
I can't see at this distance which encoder you've got. They've got slightly different labels for the quality. I'm just going to get closer to my screen so I can read what you've got. Or can I make it bigger?
Okay.
Oh,
That's
there we
what
go.
she said.
Okay, there we go. Move your... It's constant bit rate, 3200. Where's the quality? Can you scroll down? Is there any more to this menu?
No.
Profile, none. What's that one? CPU usage preset. What's that say?
Ultra fast.
Oh, okay. So it's already going as quick as it can. You need to lower your stream quality, otherwise you're just going to keep getting that warning. You've got it as efficient as your computer can process it at the lowest possible bit rate, but you're trying to do 1080p streaming. So your choices are get a better computer or lower the resolution to 720 because you've already got it. That's it.
Piss off.
Or leave it alone and accept that you're going to get low bit rate warning every now and again.
Okay, I can deal with that. Thank you very much. There you go, Adam. So that's all we got.
I think the latter is. I agree with Nathan, but I think the latter is the best option.
Get a better computer.
What was the latter one?
No. Well, that is no. Okay, the second best. Obviously, the best option is get a better computer. The first, the best option.
Well, no, that isn't necessary. Okay, the way I would solve this problem is I don't know, do a fundraiser to get a GPU to encode your stream. So Intel now make graphics cards, and what they're really, really good at is encoding really efficiently. And they're like, I think the cheapest one's like $100, and you can stick it into the existing PC. And at the moment, I know why it's doing that. You're making all of your processor's doing everything, isn't it? You haven't got a graphics card, so your encoder's being done by the CPU.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I got a high-speed graphics card in there.
What Well, why aren't you using it to encode your stream?
I don't know how to do it.
I need to sit down with you with more time and change your settings completely, because you're just doing it in a really inefficient way. You're using your CPU to encode the stream rather than the GPU by the looks of things, and you're having to set the CPU to like the most efficient way of doing that, which is the worst quality. And try to push
No. Fuck it. Do it now. Those guys have got nothing else better to do. We'll just sit and watch you do it.
Really?
No, that's why I fucking moaned at the first point when you fall.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, QB. Why'd you ask me to do this now? I do need to sit down with you and just go through it. It's just 2 or 3 settings changes. I could do it now in 30 seconds, but my eyes are all blurry.
Okay. We'll do it some other time. Okay.
Perfect.
The point I was going to make you is your streams are fine. Warning messages are one thing. Failed streams are another. You've only had warning messages. Fuck it. Just crack on.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Yeah, that's where you've got to keep it in check. We were making peace. Why? Wits, it was not the enemy.
Because there I was trying to get under his skin.
I know.
I
You
was
threw
deliberately
hardback
saying that.
books in. I heard hardback books a number of times, you fucker.
No swearing. I am going out to members. Stop.
I'm so
Please
sorry.
don't swear.
I'm back in. I thought we were offline. I'm back in the mode. We're online. Sorry.
Well, you're going out to members.
Yeah. Well, apologies, members, but Neil's naughty.
My apologies for ruining the intro twice. Sorry.
It was frigging hilarious, Neil. I lost it. Just
Which
to
one?
let
With
you
the
know.
hardcover book?
Yes.
Yeah, but I have to say something. I won't be able to stay. I'll have to say, and I'll probably be unpopular after saying it.
Ridiculed.
I'll say it
afterwards.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
okay. Is that if we actually all worked together, like Witsit, us, SE Montreal, everyone, like there's no way the borders could beat us.
Yep.
The fact that none of us are together because we're all off on different tangents. Now,
I agree.
our tangent is not a tangent. It's not a crazy tangent. If you know what I mean, like we're not chasing ether and stuff like that. I think SE Montreal and Dave Riquier, their time spent with Bev wasn't really productive for them. But if Bev was online as well, I mean, if we all work together, doesn't matter what people think, or what they want to believe, or what they want to say. Outside of that, if we could work together, the borders wouldn't have hope. But we
Brian,
don't
I
work
agree.
together.
But they should have. Here's what should have happened right from Jump Street today. Stacy, right from the beginning, SE Montreal tries to take our back, but if they would all just take our back and stay there and not constantly try and reprimand us and being nice, they forget where we came from and what used to go on in this arena. If they would all just taken Nathan's back, we would have stomped them today.
Well, if you could bring them back in a time machine, hypothetically, to some years ago, 2016 kind of time, 15, 16, 17 time, then in a moment, their attitudes would change. Because they'd be dealing with the real borders, which are the ones who are no respect, no care, say and do anything. You know what I mean? You don't get any respect of them. If you know what I mean. It's like back to when they were all confident and they pissed on your back and tell you it's raining 10 times a day. You know what I mean? Whereas now they're all covert and hiding and, you know what I mean? Not making claims and nonsense and, but everyone is all worried about feelings. Like the flat earthers aren't worried about feelings. They're hoodwinked by the ballers who claim that their feelings were hurt after they started it. They started with the flat earth stuff. They started it with all hang yourself, blow your head off, don't have kids, drink bleach, all the rubbish we all got way back in 2015, 2016. And when we turn nasty with them, they can't handle it. It's like the bully who looks to hit people. When someone hits him back, he complains. It's that. But now they are friends with the bully, not realizing that the bully is still a bully. He just, you know what I mean? Just can't be a bully to ye. If you know what I mean? It's just stupid.
Elder Bear,
They're forgetting.
Elder Bear, and the ballers are lined up together. That's telling to me. Are you a flat earther or not? Oh, he's a not flat earther.
I mean, he's not a baller.
I'm not
he's
a bully,
influenced in the
right?
wrong way. What?
No. There's a difference. Okay. Back then, 2015, 16, 17, 18, particularly on flat earth debates, the ball earthers, the anti-flat earthers came in and they were just directly abusive. The bleach, the children, the nasty things they did. Yeah. We're not doing that now, and we didn't do that this afternoon. What happened this afternoon was wokey invocation of a dissecting of grammar, right, to try and distract from the point. Yeah, it wasn't you're a effing, fluffing, foffing, this, that, the other. It was, what was it?
Village idiot.
Well, that's a good example, yeah, and we had to defend that. And when we did defend it, they fell apart, yeah, because as we pointed out, it was an appraisal based on what's going off. Now, what was requested of us in the most woke, tardy of ways was to put it in a more emotionally sensitive way. Instead of saying you're the village idiot, you appear to have cognition issues. Yeah, that's apparently the way you call somebody stupid, right? Without calling them stupid, even though you still are calling them stupid. Yeah, well, but the stupid calling is based on them exemplifying that they're stupid or a village idiot. That's what it descended to because they had no argument. Could you not call people a village idiot? Call them cognitively challenged. Well, you're not addressing my argument. And that's a great place to have got them to. People have heard that. We destroyed them for 6 hours. Eli said it, yeah? There were the really big slaps, but even those little bits for people who are listening are important.
Yeah, but even with the insults, it was more of baiting than an insult because you guys actually gave him a choice. Like, listen, either you're going to verify your claim, which is actually defining what you actually said. These is your words that we actually using. Either you're going to verify what you're claiming, or you really don't know what you're claiming. And therefore we're going to call you this name. So it's more of a baiting tactic because the reason why you're not identifying what you're saying is not that you don't know or you cannot or you don't have the ability to verify what you're saying. You just know what my rebuttal was going to be because it's actually proving my point. So I'm actually baiting you into verifying or clarifying what you actually saying in order for me to finish my point. In order
Precisely.
for me to finish my point and prove
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you actually saying to be proven to be wrong, which you are being disingenuous. So I'm actually baiting you by calling you a village idiot because I want you to clarify what you're
It's
saying.
Nathan, give
define
me
your
1 second.
terms, lest you be called an idiot.
I like the way
Exactly.
you picked up on us making the term baiting because it is. It's not something I admit directly, but of course it is because you're trying to pull stuff out of people. But you understand it to be able to justifiably call somebody an idiot and bait them with it is because they've had to demonstrate it. We've not just called somebody an idiot because they think the earth's flat, like what's put at us. We've engaged in conversation, got to the point that we can actually make the statement that you're probably an idiot. That
Right,
and then
because
bait them with that. That's
right, because I
Well,
got you backed into a corner because you just said something that clarified what I'm actually saying. So once you identify or verify what your claim is, it's actually proving my claim to be correct. But you know it's proving my claim to be correct. So therefore you want to play games and dance around it and create a red herring. So I want you to actually identify what you're saying, and I'm baiting you by calling you a village idiot if you don't, even though I know you know, even though I know you had the ability to verify it. So it's either verify what you're going to say, verify what you're going to the claim that you're making, so I could go ahead and finish my point and prove that it actually proves the flat earth, or I get to call you a village idiot because you are pretending that you don't know what you're talking about.
I happen to like Village Idiot. I'm going to stick with that.
What I like, what the position they end up in is you end up saying to them, you're either dishonest or you're not able to understand. That's the basics of what you're saying. Now, it often comes out as you're either disingenuous or a liar, or you're just a village idiot. But if basically what you're saying to them is you're either dishonest or you're unable to understand, and they have to make a choice then, right? Would I rather be seen as dishonest or an idiot? And I'd rather be seen as dishonest than being seen as an idiot. Do you know what I mean?
So how would it be?
Yeah.
So how would it be if you could say after Nathan's done, do you understand now, or do we have to give it to you in sign language too?
But it's hilarious
That'd be
because they
too
choose
far.
to be a but it's hilarious because they choose to be an idiot, and then they get mad when somebody's saying they choose to be an idiot so they can say, oh, ad hominem, ad hominem.
Exactly.
No, you're making the choice to be an idiot. you could just be disingenuous and just basically verify what you're saying so I can prove my point. But you're making the choice to be an idiot, so I'm going to call you one, and now you want to cry about it ad hominem. No, you made that choice to be a moron.
Yeah, but then you've got people like Stacey that choose to side with them in a wokey way, as Adam calls it. You're like, what's going on there? Why? I tried to focus on it, and I got called, oh, you're seeking victim status. And it's like, no. I'm not seeking people to say, oh, haven't you been badly treated? I'm trying to figure out why it's occurred.
Because
and I'm going to tell you what got me. Hold on. What got me mad about that was she comes on Nathan's channel and she gets the floor and nobody disrespects her. Okay, that was on call for today. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm gonna say it before. Yeah. So here's the thing, though. Stacey's upset because number one, she you know the people who I don't want to say women, but like you hurt her feelings because she was actually trying to moderate for you, and you was like, I don't need that. Shut up. Whereas we'll forget that in 2 minutes. She's not going to forget that for 2 months. So that's what happened.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, Nathan, what's wrong with you? She's a lady.
I didn't hear that part now. No, I wasn't around when that part happened.
Somebody started talking to me. I continued, and Stacey stepped in to try and moderate the situation, and I just carried on. And she's like, I'm trying to help you here. How dare you disrespect me? And I'm like, I don't care. I'm in control. Don't need your help. She took offense to that.
Yeah, see, the thing about Stacey is that Stacey's a nice girl. Everyone likes her. Everyone gets along with her. But the thing about it is she's a female, and females, they tend to be drawn in easier by nonsense and lies than men. And she's more likely to give the ballers time or chance to talk, simply because she's has that nurturing factor in her. Do you know what I mean? It's like when women vote with their emotions. Do you know what I mean? That's why they didn't want women voting originally, is because women vote with their emotions because they're easily swayed.
Oh, so that's why she came in the other day. You're right, because she came in the other day and was trying to tell us to be a little more nicer. I forgot what word she used. So you're right, Brian.
Yeah, she has this nurturing thing inside. I know what it is, and we all love it because not just from Stacey, but that is from women. But it's a disadvantage when you're dealing with a situation like that, because the bowlers will play on that, and she'll allow people like Left Lane to waffle on when she should tell them, no, you're not addressing. I mean, to be a moderator, you have to be on the ball and concentrating. You have to be able to stop someone and say, no, you're not addressing the point that was put to you. You're addressing a red herring. Do you know what I mean? It's like things like that. Whereas she's more likely to go, leave Left Lane finish. It's like, boy, he's talking rubbish. Do you know what I mean?
This ain't the genre for nurturing.
If I'm at the pub and somebody's doing something silly, I'm going, oh, for flipping X's sakes, yeah, and be direct with them. If I'm in a health authority meeting, as outlandish as the nonsense I'm hearing is, there's a way in which I have to point out that the person has just spoke a load of nonsense. What I can't do is go, you're a liar, things we all object to. You're talking out of your backside. What I have to do is just do what we do, which is what I asked Whitsit for. Well, what options do I have when the conversation gets to this point, Chair? Do I call this person, unable to understand what I'm saying, or are they being disingenuous with this all? I'm a little confused. Yeah. Sadly, we're not on Nathan's show this afternoon. We're in, as they kept pointing out to us, in their server, which is governed by this nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah, but you do agree that this is not the.
No, but it's a new speak, okay? So, and that's its whole point. You don't need to be afraid of it. You embrace it. I've got to go and talk to you woke tosspots. Then I won't call you woke tosspots, will I?
Way to embrace it.
Hold on, Adam. Hold on. The truth came out in Stacey. The truth came out when she went at Nathan. This is not your year. This is not your victory. I forgot the words, but I'm sure when I go back and listen, that's the problem, isn't it?
That's
She's
personalizing it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're going to approach these forums, then you approach them in the way. It doesn't mean you can't rebuke people. It means you can't. As Nathan says to me, no swearing. Well, we can all grasp that. So what they're not saying is no insulting. They're saying don't directly insult somebody. Put it in a vernacular that makes you sound intelligent, and those that aren't intelligent enough won't decipher that you've just called somebody a freaking idiot.
No, that's not true either. I said you seem to lack the comprehension skills to process this, and Witsit said that's not fair. You should be telling him he doesn't understand. So saying it should be said in a more sweet way isn't what they want either. It seemed like they just wanted to tell me I was wrong.
By his arse, didn't we? That's the point, that you're holding the chair to what language should be used. You've just held me for this language. No, what you should say is, no, you're just retarded. Oh, that seems a little bit more extreme, Your Honor. Yeah, that's what happened there. You showed him to say, and that's the point Neil was making. What? So you can say you, yeah, as what Witsit says to people. Oh, so that's all right. So what vernacular would you like us to use? And that's what I put to them. And Witsit then agreed I could use both A and B.
Yeah, he did.
Mm.
I wanted to do
Brian.
You know what I mean?
Wait, hold on.
Hold on, D-Rise, go ahead.
I wanted to allude to what I think Adam was saying. Yeah, about Rachel. There's another girl that was like that too. I forgot her name, but she was kind of taken back by Nathan, who was not being rude, but he was being frank. And I forgot who she was. And she disappeared for a while and got on the chat talking about it's unnecessary. We don't need to talk like that to the Globers, and we can be they have a different take on it, and they are more empathetic and more nurturing. And I think it's just the innate character of a female, where we are more frank, earnest, and harsh. And if you're an idiot, village idiot, like my brother said, you're a village idiot, period, point blank, because you're profoundly being ignorant in every statement you make, and you're being belligerent and obnoxious while you're doing it. So you label yourself as the ad hominem, whatever you'll call it. It's been a while since I talked to y'all, so the vernacular and the terminology I'm kind of, rusty on. But
yeah, but D-Rose, go back and listen to the show today. Go back and listen and hear when Stacy came in and started yelling at Nathan. You'll see the true colors came out, what they're upset about. I'm never wrong.
Yeah, but D-Rose, that is what Brian said 2 weeks ago.
It is. Brian did say that 2 weeks ago. about the females and that.
And now we got everyone in here claiming victory. All you did was wipe the floor with wet tissue paper, dudes. I mean,
Nobody's claiming victory.
Get a grip.
Hold on, QE. Like you had Danny 57
like
in the chat.
Evo Tart.
You weren't here when Stacy flipped out on Nathan. If you would have been here this morning, you would understand, because I'm sure she's done it to you too. A few females have flipped out on you.
No way.
Flipped on QE.
Yeah, QE's very good with women.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a ladies' man.
Did QE heard what I said?
The QE cuties, boy.
QE, I would
this
say
is not your year,
57.
Nathan. You're not in control here.
Is that what somebody said? It's not your year, Nathan? Is
yes.
Yeah, that's what they said.
I can't wait to hear that. Too funny.
Huey's year. He got 2 hot ladies on this panel.
So all you boys are all proud of yourselves, huh?
So,
You read
well,
self-
Huey's cuties then. So, Stacy,
Don't
Betty.
you worry about that. Did you guys read
Well,
self-actualization
no, we need
today?
to find that out. Stacy,
No, we
Betty,
weren't doing that.
Flatsy. That's 3. Who are you missing? Was Paula? I doubt Paula was.
No, Paula was never a cutie. If one of my cuties, no.
Not that she's not.
Not that she's not. No, Paula's like a mother, so that wouldn't be appropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. So are you like Charlie from Charlie's Angels?
Exactly. You finally got it.
I got it.
They're called QE's Angels. Correct.
That would be a sweet name for the show, bro.
I post a picture of them every now and again. Hey, Nathan, what was the deal? I seen you put little hash marks in my video last night on what the topic was, little time hacks. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Why'd you do that?
He probably has no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, he does.
Well, back to the effect that QE has. It's called pimp swag. That's basically what it's called. Pimp swag.
Pimp swearing?
Pimp swag. Pimp swag.
Yeah, he don't know nothing about that.
Pimp swag.
He don't know nothing about that.
He said, "What do you mean shrimp and what?"
No, I didn't hear you. I know all about pimps. Hey, what do you think? I'm from Alabama? I live here now.
Oh, I just thought you got
all over Arwen. Is that really what's happened? No, but that's what they want.
And what is that key thing, Adam? Projection. That's all they do is project.
And lies and deceit and subterfuge. Look at it. What is the Earth a ball or not? I don't know, because Nathan's pissing on Arwen. And whether Nathan's pissing on Arwen or not, does that have any determinant on the nature of the Earth? No. But that's what they've got. It's like today. That's what they've got, guys. Oh, you use these words. They could be considered hurtful. We shouldn't use those words here in this forum. You cook, Nathan. Right, I'll press play.
Edit. Just fucking stomp it in. Just don't get what is the issue here.
Holy shit, Owen, you're out of your freaking mind. They just said to Terret, making fun of him because he's an Indian.
Terret, India's people eat shit. They worship it. They brush their teeth with shit. They fight in shit.
Bloody bastard. See, you forget all the things you say, Owen, but I don't, and people don't. Fucking bloody bastard.
You're famous now.
Yeah, Rufus has the micro penis issues. Cat Williams was just talking about that.
I'm so sorry, but I'm dying laughing.
No. Cat Williams just said that on Joe Rogan. He said, the most sociopathic, evil people are the micro penis people, because they're just so angry. Every time they wake up and look down, they have to take it out on the world. So they take it on someone. So that's Rufus' problem. He's got it. He's inflicted with that.
Is that really
He has
true?
nothing to be happy about himself. Nothing to be happy about himself.
Who here's got a small dick? Can I ask? Is that really true? Anybody?
I would
just short.
I wouldn't know, but it's
would maybe considered small. But often that's been put to me, like, I don't
micro.
understand that. I don't. Yeah. Well, it feels the same to me when I'm done.
Alrighty.
To be fair, that would also mean that Nathan has a micro penis, but neither here nor there.
I don't get why that's just another fallacy that's used. Yeah. Irrespective of macho behavior. No. Well, these aren't the issues we're talking about. They may be related to masculinity. Yeah.
Let me clarify. You ever heard of the Napoleon complex?
Yeah, short man syndrome.
That doesn't mean that you're kin to Napoleon. That doesn't mean you're Napoleon. It's metaphorical. That's the same thing with the micro penis issue. Or when they say he drives a fancy, expensive car because he's trying to make up for something. That doesn't mean factually and literally the person has a mic, but that's what it is. It's someone who is so miserable with themselves. They're
I don't know. I've got to stop you there.
self-unassured.
I used to call,
Huh?
when I had a fast car, when people used to say, oh, that's a very fast, posh car, I go, oh, yeah, it's a proper penis extension. That's how I would literally describe it to them because it'd get a laugh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's metaphorical. It's just show that you're making up for something that you don't have. And what Rufy doesn't have is intelligence and a personality. So he tries to project by making others exploiting their little fallacies. In this case, he's trying to make it seem like instead of Orange just being frustrated because those whom he see as his best friends that he's known for many years have made him feel a certain way that he's going through something. Instead, Rufy has to project this thing that there's this debacle going on with FED. Why? Because he's probably got a debacling going on between his legs or in his family or in his lifestyle or his own personal insecurities and low self-esteem issues.
No, that's
So
all
he
they
has
have.
some,
But
he's a bully.
listen, first of all, that guy makes some cool videos. How do we do something like that?
Like what? This?
Yeah, I can do
Yeah, that's some editing skills. Adam, you could do that.
You know
can't you?
why? You know why?
I'd
Because I
ask
have
you to
two.
go look at my videos on What is the World. There's much better editing skills. Look at my intro videos. We can do that. The point is, what's the message you want to get across? I've only done a few videos myself because there's only a certain message, definitive, that needs to get across. Now, this is in no way can fit the term definitive. Attacking what it appears to be is now let's attack Arwen. Now we're going to drag in whoever has acquaintance with Arwen, but fundamentally we're going to make character flaws about one of my friends.
Well, somebody else tried to do that too.
Yeah.
His name was LVA Paul, correct? That we didn't bite. It's not our style.
Let's get to the end of this because we've got another. We're halfway through. Before we get too political, but I think at least it's demonstrating. Yeah, whatever we do is being watched, guys. This insignificant thing has got some guy that's got a homosexual crush on Arwen making this quality videos, as they've been referred to. Yeah, that's how famous we are. There's some like gay guy in Europe that really wants to have a relationship with Arwen. Yeah, to the point that he's fascinated, and this is the most recent one. Yeah, I can't scroll down. There we go. Look, this is the guy. It's Jamie Sea Level, super boldy dash. That's all I saw. But yeah, it's the same guy. So let's realize that sadly, Arwen's famous like you, Neil. You've just become famous. Yeah, realize you've been quoted. It's not as funny as the ones, you know. Yeah, but you're now being cited.
Wait, I missed it because I was doing something else. How was I? What did I say?
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to hit a QEJ. There you are, look. Can you see your face in the bottom? You, Neil. That's you, Cosy. Let's take it back.
Oh, he put me in there.
Are you ready? I'm going to press play from there. Okay. Nathan's finished jizzing on everyone. We can press play.
Confident. Just don't get what is the issue here.
Holy shit, Owen, you're out of your freaking mind. You just said to
But it's funny as hell. But when you like get past, okay, this is okay, the entertainment value, it's like this is utter trash. This is utter garbage. I literally told like the Discord, I said, yo, you know what I want to do instead of engaging these guys? Because I'm usually in Walmart or somewhere, and I'm asking someone, if what is a chair, and they don't want to answer, and I'll just ask like somebody, excuse me, what's a chair? They'll be like, it's crazy, but what I want to do is actually go out there and kind of do like some docu-series thing where I ask people, do you want to know why I think the earth is flat? Whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I got you. Like go on a campus, one of them college campuses. Like they be
But
asking, so you
instead of
realize
getting
that
into a debate, I just tell them
What's
about
going on?
Modus Tollens and the
Do-
Black Swan and get
I
real
do feel like
reaction.
I've missed something, Eli. I'm sorry to cut you off. Did you just talk about going out and
Yeah,
talking to
you're
people
missing
about?
it.
Did you just talk about going out and talking to people about a chair?
Well, if I'm like, debating somebody while I'm at Walmart and they don't want to just answer the simple question of what is it, a chair? I'm gonna ask someone else and they're gonna give the answer and I'm gonna go, see, it's that simple. It's just an example. Someone literally didn't want to answer what a chair was. And they also rejected what I said was a chair.
Okay.
Yep. So I just pointed
No, I'm
to a chair and
confused.
I said, is this a chair? And the person said, yeah. Exactly.
If I was in Walmart and somebody came up to me and said, "What was a chair?" I'd be a little disturbed at first.
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you mean, what is a chair? Yeah, weirdo. Yeah, there's a chair over
yeah,
there.
I might.
Is what I'd probably say.
Is this some kind of hustle? I don't want any blow. No, thank you.
I feel really. What's
Yeah,
going on? I'm going to get carjacked.
yeah, I would be
Back
kind
to
of
the video. I
suspect. I'd
hope
be
you
like,
send. I hope you sent return to sender with that video. I give him a message from me. We don't play. We don't join in these reindeer games. That's not what we're trying to accomplish. Freaking moron.
Did you see that influencer that went up to a guy who's doing DoorDash, Neil? And he's doing his collection, and the guy comes up to him with a phone app with a translator saying something like, "Have you got a needle, Dick? Have you got a needle, Dick?" Something like that. And the guy, who's fairly big, he's 6 foot plus, is towering over this DoorDash guy and keeps encroaching on his space. And the guy's like, "Get away from me." He asks him 2 or 3 times, and he doesn't. So he shoots him in the middle of the shopping mall. Have you seen that?
No, I'm gonna look for it though. I seen the one where the guy brings the girl up food and she don't tip him, so he goes right in the bag and starts taking some of the food.
Outrageous.
He's like, "I'm doing you a service. Don't you think I'm worthy of a tip? If you don't think I'm worthy of a tip, I do, so I'm gonna take my tip."
That's theft.
As fascinating as that is, Neil, you're famous.
You're famous on Jamie Sea Level's video.
Somebody's made a video on YouTube about you.
Excuse me. Neil, Constantino, Nathan Oakley, BBC News. How do you feel about this newfound fame?
I hate that. I hate the video. I said return to sender.
I didn't.
Tell him he's an
ask
idiot.
you-
We don't join
No.
any reindeer games.
Neil, it's not about the video. It's not about the producer of the video. How do you feel knowing that somebody has made a video and you're in it? Your words are profound to this person, to the point that they selected your words to express their feelings.
I don't know, but I think my words stand true. I got nothing with the words I said.
Anybody you want
He
to
still
thank?
feels the same way.
Would you like to thank anybody? On behalf of Neil, I'd like to
Yeah, I
thank
want
his
to thank
mother, the
I want to thank
academy.
Nathan Oakley for keeping it recording on, because it was heard there, not on some moron's reboot of it.
What about your black ancestry? Would you like to thank that? I think you should at least recognize that. Without that, you wouldn't be here today to get this recognition that
I didn't hear about that.
some guy that has a homosexual crush on Arwen has made a video about us and has clipped a bit of you to express his emotional, semi-homoerotic feelings about Arwen.
That's the third time you've mentioned it.
I don't know.
What
What's
makes
the
you
point you're
assert
getting
this?
at?
I'm more intrigued with Adam's assertion that it's a homosexual interest in Arwen.
It's not me that keeps raising that. I'm just reiterating the points that he didn't do it in this one, but when I saw it was Jamie Sea Level, one of his fascinations is when Arwen talks about homosexuality. One of his focal points with regards to Arwen. Almost to the point that, Arwen talking about homosexual activity is slightly arousing to maybe Jamie C level. Odd. It's his videos, not mine. I can only, give supposition.
I think you're reading too much into it. This is the genre. He's part of the genre.
Neil,
And
I don't think
what
so.
would it take for you to go away and clip loads of video bits where Arwen's talking about homosexuality, and put it together? What are the two possible reasons of motivation? One, you are absolutely sickened to the core by his anti-homo rhetoric and want to raise it to the authorities and everybody else what a homophobia is. Or two, you like it when he talks about gay stuff.
He had me urinating on Arwen, giving him a golden shower. That's not
You see it?
homoerotic.
I didn't see the whole thing. I just seen the party that he played. I got somebody inspecting my house, so.
These are the people that are watching us, Neil, and critiquing us. That's why I find it funny.
Who's inspecting your house?
Remember I told you that that guy wouldn't sign the lease, so they're going to give us our own lease, but they're going to do it in 6-month intervals. So, which is good because I get rid of that guy who wanted me to take my brother in for him to sign it, but they have to do an inspection on the house. That's everywhere in America. If you're renting, every year they inspect the house.
Fair enough.
But we're not supposed to have a dog, and I sent my son outside with the dog, and it's pouring rain.
Your dog shed hair.
You should have gotten a duck. A duck loves the rain.
Duck can't be classified as a pet, surely. You could have a duck and then you wouldn't break your lease. So it's a duck. It's not a pet. It's a duck. That's dinner.
Oh, you have a duck.
So why did we look at that video? Because who sent it to you? Ruhif.
Yeah. That's the point of raising it. Yeah. I'm not interested in tittle tattle. It's interesting that Ruhif at 9:35 this evening has sent me that saying, how good is he? And I said, just come in, so let's play it. And we watched. How good is he? Is he? What is he talking? What? And these are the things I look at. Why is that good to Ruhif? What was presented there makes Ruhif go, he's so good. Isn't he? I just got you flipping flat earthers. I'm sending that to Meekin. I'm going to send that. Yeah, I have that in the eye, Meekin. Yeah, Super Boldy Dash takes you flat earthers. I don't understand. Do you understand? What's the message they're sending? Is that all they've got? Even Rufy?
You know what? I would even understand if he had sent a video of someone like maybe Nathan or QE or Adam, one of you high, I'm gonna say the hierarchy representatives of the flat earth, movement on FED, right? And y'all are having an episode like Martin Lawrence did where y'all are running up and down this road and y'all are on the news that went batshit crazy and just had a nervous breakdown or some type. I can see that video being used as a say, oh my God, because usually when you chop the snake's head off, that everything else comes crumbling down. Not to say Aaron's irrelevant, but I look at it like, okay, Aaron's going through a situation, but what point are you trying to make, Ruif, by sending this and even asking us how good is he? Like, look, this is your president, this is your king, this is your ruler. It's not really anything of detriment of the reputation or the integrity of FED because you happen to have a embellished video of some statements that he made and you chop it up and put little cartoon things and try to make it some type of jab that's gonna. I mean, to me, it's childish. It's talented. Maybe if you spent more time with a woman, you wouldn't have even time to even create something like this. But that's another point. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like, okay, cool. You're good with making videos, and you're a clown. That's about all I can see from it. And you're really reaching because you're making more of a fool of yourself, like you're bitter. You're desperate, bitter, and you're reaching. But you haven't hurt nobody's feelings. All you did is probably piss Aaron off more. That's about it. But we're looking at it like this is typical, low life, micro penis mentality.
It's no argument mentality. What's this got
Exactly.
to do with flat Earth? Nothing. All they've
Exactly.
got now is to attack us as individuals and any group dynamics that appears to be the issue here. That if group dynamics are not perfectly harmonious, the Earth is a ball. The group dynamics are not perfectly harmonious, therefore the Earth is a ball. Is that what we're claiming now?
I know, right? And talk about what the brother was saying earlier about how they always make it seem like we use these ad hominems that are unnecessary, that are irrelevant from proving our claim and our assertions. I would say he should win the award for the biggest ad hominem there ever is, because he still hasn't proved this point. He still hasn't made a claim significant and substantiated. All he's done is he took time out of his life to create the biggest ad hominem that you could ever think of. And he should get an award for it.
That'd be a golden dick award, or what are you suggesting?
No, yeah. The gold, no, I would say, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't. No, that's too much props for him. It would be the golden vagina.
Adam, he didn't use anything you were saying?
I'm not as famous as you, Neil.
Well, because I was screaming it. Maybe that's what he's looking for.
But Neil, y'all are going back.
D-Rose, shut up. I'm choking here. You just say that again, Neil. Sorry.
Well, I was like screaming, like, with a little freaking passion. Maybe that's why. He's looking for the drama.
So not coming over in a calm, educated, rational manner.
No, they never do.
No, so they don't use my soundbites, do they? To demonstrate how flat earthers are fucking idiots, do they?
Oh, I got what you're saying. What
There you go. Yep.
I got you. So, hey, listen, but you said it. Yeah, but he's not using anything you said. You said right from the beginning. You said, Arwen, Neil's doing that because he's got passion. I remember you saying that. But they're not using the calm, cool, collected approach you took to let Arwen know just what's going on. They're going to use the extremely passionate, screaming Neil and put that on all of us like this is the way we all feel and it's the way we all respond to him. I see his little game. Can I get that right?
If that was his intent, he failed. If anything, he just took a jab at you personally, took a jab at Nathan, took a jab at
No, but he has no reason to. Adam,
I know.
did I get that correctly?
Yeah, it's not relevant why somebody takes a jab at you. There's never a reasonable purpose for doing it. It's just he took a jab at you, took a jab at Arwen, took a jab at Nathan, and then took somewhat of a jab at, is it Art? Is Art the brother from Hindustan?
No, that's the guy. The Indian guy is Terret.
Oh, Terret.
That's
He's not
one
the
that
okay.
has been mocking. You can't get around that. He has. So he's taking that and the other things that he said about Nathan, all stemming from when Nathan was a little abrupt with him and put him in his place. the time he left the show and then made a video. This is what this whole thing is stemming from. But they're getting satisfaction out of this, I see, huh? I'm not. I think it's sad.
It's desperate. We know that they're desperate. This is another one of their many ingredients of desperation. We talked about this 2 years ago about the desperation of the different strategies and tactics and shenanigans they do. It's because they can't make their point. You know what I'm saying? They can't make their point. They can't prove their claim. So they have to do everything else. And that's why I said he should get the award for the greatest, most creative ad hominem ever made.
I think I'm sad for Alwyn, too, that he can't just understand because he still doesn't and move forward. You just don't get it. So that's kind of sad. How many years you spend over here? And you're just going to throw it all away? I think that's the sad part of it.
But on another note, like I said before, and I had mentioned this before, I don't know if anybody saw the Cat Williams interview from Joe Rogan.
Yes, I did. I wanted Nathan to go over it. Boy,
Oh
did
my
they talk about
God!
space, right?
Please do it, Nathan. Yo, you gotta read my comments.
Space.
You gotta read my comments. I went in dissertation style. I went in. I said, "Oh, Cat, shut my SMH, SMFH." Like, bruh, what are you talking
But
about?
that's what, that they're in that paradigm. They think that's all real. They think space is real. They think the aliens are real. They don't have a creator.
Yo, go read my comments on that, on both those topics you said about the aliens. I mean, I already knew this before. That's why I always get goosebumps when Nathan says it. But I broke down the whole thing about extraterrestrial. Yes, dude. Look at my comments, bro. I went dissertation, dude. I went PhD on them asses. I went hard. And nobody replied. I'm waiting for a normie or a Glober to say, look at the. Nobody said anything. Matter of fact, I think maybe one of them was highlighted. I'm not sure. One was a highlight comment. I'm not sure. But yeah, I went hard, bro, paragraph style on the whole thing, like what me and Nathan talks about, beyond the horizon what we can't see, and and other lands and extra land and outward, and the denotation of outward. And when we go outside, we don't go up in the sky, we go outside. We go outside of the parameter of our doorway, of our doors, of our fence around our home. We don't go up in the sky. Go out there. We don't go up, we go out. I broke it down, bro. So basically, whenever you say, sometimes when you tell the truth, people don't even want to. They just act like they don't hear it because they wanted to challenge it.
You should post that video of Master B for Monday.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Yeah, okay.
But you got to get the timestamps when he's talking about space, because I don't know if Nathan wants to hear the whole thing.
I already know what it is. I timestamp. Nathan told you I'm the timestamp king. That's what he said he likes about what I do. I timestamp it and make my comment, and then I end it, and that's how I'm sending it right now. Hold on.
Thank you very much, D.
That sounds like a claim to me, D Rose.
Yo, but you got to hear this, Adam. If you haven't heard it, boy.
That's what I was going to ask. I don't know what you guys. I don't listen to Joe Rogan. But if there's pertinent points, they're worth dealing with because shows it's propping up.
What was it about anyway?
I was just swallowing. That's what I was going to ask. What was the pertinent point?
They were chit-chatting about many things, but they were heavily getting into the whole space thing, and outer space and aliens and other planets and Elon Musk.
Neil, all right. Close question. If you have to say now, who is the Antichrist? Are you going with Donald Trump or Elon Musk?
Why would I even go with Donald Trump?
I say you're going with Elon Musk. Clearly, thank you very much. Thanks for the answer.
Does anyone see that pathetic State of the Union address?
No, is it bad?
Well, I think Brian's right when he calls him. You know, he slurred and stuff like that, but he spoke for an hour and freaking 8 minutes.
108 was it?
Yeah, a bunch of bullshit.
Is that one of the shortest?
State of the Union addresses. I think it was one of the longest.
No, it's not. 135, 113s at the average. That's what I was looking at. I was in. So I'd seen this data coming up, and I was interested. Does he talk about cognition? So how long does he do it for? How much talking goes off, and how long does it last for? Yeah. So that's still short. Yeah. That's
maybe they meant for him.
No, last year's was, I think, in the 150. I can't remember. It was over 110 off the top of my head. But if you're looking just above an hour, that is short. Not that means anything. You could have spoke really fast. I kind of don't think that happened, do you?
Well, the sad thing is too, this guy's just gonna keep getting material. He's gonna so he's avidly watching Owen's show and getting this material, unless somebody's feeding him, you know, bits and bots, which that's not out of the realm of possibility, if you know what I mean, Adam.
Those
like LVA Paul, maybe
Whenever
feeding him the important bits.
I don't know about LVO Paul. Yeah, I don't know. He's disappeared. He doesn't seem to be a permanent fixture. He helped Nathan out kindly, and he has demonstrated severe personality disorders to us guys in the panel. Yeah, real
Well,
issues
he hasn't been
about. Neil, I'm nearly done. Real issues about how you deal with people as a straight up gentleman. He's not behaved like that with us. Yeah, as benevolent as he's been, his interpersonal interaction has been disappointing. When the reason we all congregate is we're supposed to be just in search of the truth, he's not been found to be truthful amongst us. So I don't know about him. I can only deal with speak to my interactions with him. A very kind man, but you know, through no fault of his own, he's gave a computer that's caused problems. But he kindly gave that. So I've got no aspersions other than the way he deals with people on a personal level with regards to my specific personal interactions with him. They were very disappointed.
Well, he bid me farewell when I told him to knock it off about the Mandela in the in chat. I think he started going after Paula or something. And then he bid me farewell. He said, I wish you luck in your endeavors, and all of his element things. So yeah, that's a little bit of a disorder, I'd say.
I wish him luck in his. I don't wish the man any malice. You know what I mean?
I don't either.
I was disappointed in how we interacted, how he didn't
the reason why I brought it up, Adam, the reason why I brought him up was because he's the one. I never even heard of Jamie C. Level till he started to push a video on me. This is another one. I think he's been making videos on for a while and laughing. I think he even tried to get Brian to watch the video and laugh about it, and Brian told him he wasn't interested.
Well,
so
I mean that's kind of when I started to look into Jamie C. Level stuff. I think it was probably after that it was before the point where Paul commented about us all on the Flat Earth panel when he was part of that in a way. Back then, as he said to the guy, because of all the abhorrent behaviour that goes off on there, and he invited more. I'll say it's more satirical critique from Jamie Sea Level. He felt it was needed,
Including him.
unwarranted. Well, that seemed to be what he was inviting, yeah. And in doing so, not only what he was saying against all the other panel members, of which he was one at the time, and he admits that, was that it wasn't just Darwin's bad behaviour that needed shining a light onto, but everybody else's. And he was happy if he was shown to be in some way bad too, because he's such a good Christian.
What is it with this behavior? You know, Nathan, first of all, let me ask you a question, Adam. When was the last time you heard Nathan say one of those terms that I hate? Like, how do my you know why thing? He hasn't said that in a long, long time. So, and everybody's trying to get him to change. And they're forgetting what the attraction was. All right? I'm tired of this. Be nice, be nice, be nice. Yeah, we're nice up to an extent. When you're going to keep going on and on like today, they need to be called the village idiot. And Nathan needs to continue to be Nathan. I'm not asking Adam to change. I'm not asking QE to change. I'm not asking Brian to change. Is everybody trying to change?
Yeah, it's a freaking outrage, Neil.
Hey, gentlemen, I got a bolt.
Yeah, I know. I get more offended with you than
Got a bolt. I'll catch you on the flip side, man.
Yeah.
and you hear the rain beating down on my car.
All right, later, QE. I was busy sending it. It's a Master B. I sent the link, and then I put the timestamp where they started to initiate the discussion about it to the ending, and then I posted all the comments I made. One got a thumbs up. The other one, somebody replied, which I'll let you see his reply to me, talking about the wobble of the Earth, and on the axis is 20-something value. You see all the bullshit he's talking about. And he's talking about, in response to me saying, Cat, come on, man, you say you read the scriptures and it says the plan of the day, fixed and immovable, standing on the pillars, no movement, yada, yada, yada. And so this guy says, due to the Earth's wobble, blah, blah. So, and I responded to him, globe-tard, heliocentric rhetoric. But yeah, you gotta go in on that, Nathan, because Joe Rogan's, you already know him and who he has on his show. He had NTG, whatever you call him, ND, Neil deGrasse, and he's had now Cat Williams is a very influential, favorite, comedian who's really making a mark as a whistleblower against the industry and things like that. So we talked about a lot of subjects, like Neil said. They broke down everything. They spoke about everything. A lot of feast of nonsense stuff that that we don't put on our show. But when they hit that part right there, that's what made me go, I'm going in. And I even put on one of my comments. I challenged Cat to have a discussion, with someone of of stature in the flat earth, to be, because he seems like he's willing to learn. He seeks knowledge. He claims as a child he's been reading since age 7, and he's not what you see on stage. He's totally the opposite. Whatever. He's very studious. He's a what they call a I guess what's the good word, erudite. He likes erudition knowledge, and so, but he's got to be called out. Both of them. Anybody heard what I said?
Yeah.
He's
A reductionist
just the
view
Stone
of what
Cold.
God
He's
is.
just the Stone Cold Steve Austin of WWE right now.
Who is?
Like there's gonna be people who are gonna take a fall, and there's gonna be people who succeed in, he's running this narrative where he's telling the truth and all of this. So, when that doesn't actually come, when that doesn't actually happen, I won't be surprised. But if he does take a conversation, that would be interesting.
The day that happens is the day Nathan won't have to worry about his bills, guys. Yeah. But that's a long time coming. Yeah. We're going to carry on what doing. But can we not just recognize what's happened? Right? Neil is famous. Yeah. I bet you, Neil, it won't be less than 6 hours before you show that video that Rufy sent us to some member of your family. Yeah. With your voice and your facey bit graphic going across. You're now famous. Understand the meaning of that. Yeah. This message.
I don't know what makes you think I would send that. I'm embarrassed of that. I don't want to show nobody that freaking video.
I bet. How long before you show Sarita?
I don't even have the video. How about that?
I can put it there
just
when
playing
you
modest now, isn't he?
Isn't he? You get me? I'm not trying to
getting it.
I know you're not. First of all, you need to accept that, that's flattering what's happened. There's nothing wrong with accepting that what's happened is very flattering. Yeah.
There's a word for people like you, Neil. Influencer.
You are. You're a social influencer now. Other people are making YouTube videos with your voice.
No, they confused that because I was screaming. I thought I made that clear.
Motivation is irrelevant. Are they using your words, your icon to express something?
I guess so, yeah.
You're famous, bro. You're famous.
You're amused.
Nothing that I haven't told him to his face, though. Before that.
Remember Flat Earthers dying? Dying to the point that now Neil is having videos made about him to put over this dying
Neil.
point.
Wait a second. Let's break that down now. What do you mean now, Neil? Like I'm the low guy here?
No.
Like I'm the irrelevant, just the everyday man? Whoa. Let's break down that backhanded slap I just got that knocked me across the room.
I've just blown smoke up your arse. Yeah. The point is, if this thing's dying, why is Neil Cosentino having videos made about him to attack another member of this dying movement? Yeah.
Well, they have to portray it that way because they're scared.
It gets worse, doesn't it? And outside of that, the largest exponent of the anti-Flat Earth movement is sending videos to me saying how good this is. Look at their reaction. Brilliant. And in all of their brilliant reaction, you're now famous. You wanted to be mentioned by Darth, didn't you? It's done your head in for ages. You've now got more than just a little logo. You got a little avatar moving up and down with your words. You're famous, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You know something? How come that guy hasn't come out with another video, Darth? What's going on with that?
I don't know. We're waiting for him, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's different, man. That would make me really feel like a panel member, because until that happens, I'm just a guy that joins the panel.
Yeah, Michael Jackson had a similar sentiment.
That's a request, isn't it, from an individual? Yeah, but there's a reality here, Neil. You're impacting on YouTube land so much so that another producer in YouTube land wants to include your avatar and your words to express their emotion. You're famous, bro.
I'll make you famous.
Just saying you are.
You know what though? I'm thinking another reason why he might not have put anybody else. I'm not knocking the point that they didn't want to put any good points of rational correspondence with Aaron, but it's because Nathan already has his avatar pictures out there. He uses a lot of pictures. Neil does. Where is he getting these pictures from? Not Nathan. You know, Nathan posts his own pictures everywhere.
It's his
I don't know
avatar.
where he got that one of
It's in
me.
the Hangout.
Yeah, because
It's what you can
only
see now,
Nathan
D.
shows his face on the
You can see
video.
it now in the Hangout.
Where did they get the audio from? From watching our shows.
No, I know the audio. I'm talking about the visual pictures of Nathan is obvious. Nathan is exposed already. Everybody knows who like. I mean, other than when I say hi on the camera real quick for y'all, Neil has a caricature, animated caricature for himself. So trying to figure out, and how did he get the other guy? I guess the other guy does that and exposes himself like that. But I'm saying though, nobody else on our panel does that. I know for sure refractive curvature doesn't. 10th doesn't. I don't. Nobody else does that except some people from Discord have their faces, their live faces on there where he could have captured it and put it into that animation.
Well,
Hey, what do
they
you
could
think
that with
Tech Man
me.
looks like?
You got me being beat up outside the Colosseum in Rome. You can get faces
For
from me
real?
anyway.
Nice.
That actually happened?
Yeah, you don't know about that, Adam? Tell him.
No, I didn't know about that.
Oh,
No, I
That's
didn't know
why
about that.
that's why I subscribed to Iron Realm after that. Adam was my hero.
Because he got beat up.
Yeah.
What?
I tried to be leery with an Italian policeman in the same manner that you could be with a British policeman. And this guy then decided that I was an immigrant and treated me under immigration rules as opposed to European law, which resulted in me being assaulted via a punch to the lower groin via a guy that looked a little bit like a young Kojak, slapped to the ground, crushed into the back of a Fiat Panda. And frankly, that was the most insult. I could take the punch in the balls. You ever try getting the back of a Fiat Panda? Not with my knees.
Outrageous.
But, do you know what I mean?
Adam, welcome to Neil's world. That happened to me about 150 times.
No, they put you in the back of
Panda?
a V8 Cruiser, not a
But
three-cylinder Panda.
Neil, you deserved it. You just fucking up.
I think some of you are realizing the gravity of what Adam's trying to describe to you. They put him in the back of a three-cylinder city car.
Yeah, that must
I'm
have been
under
rough.
arrest, apparently, in the back. Yeah, handcuffed. Yeah, in a space that my body can't fit. That's a violation of human rights in of itself. But then I was taken to Rome Central Police Station, stuck in the middle of a really big, intimidating room. It was like TV with a single chair in the middle of this. It was like size of a badminton court. Yeah, this room. Then with an office on the side, and they put me in it and made me sit on it for ages. Then they dragged me in. Then they asked me to sign all these documents, and I said I'm happy to speak to the consulate. Then they changed the documents, asked me to sign. I said no, all these details are wrong. I pointed that out. Then they asked me. Then they pretended to change them and presented to me again, and I said no, that's wrong. And then I realised that this was a matter of just me getting out of there because it was very bad what they'd done. And I'm on a tour where I need to get back on the camper van and go from Rome to Pisa so we can do the next day of the tour. Or do I want to stay in Rome and begin a litigation case because I know I've gotten by the balls. So I was in this point of, so what do you do? Do you go the Riley route or do you go carry on and enjoy yourself? And I carried on and I had the best day the next day.
Good
and
choice.
Then I went to Milan and then I got arrested by Interpol, which was even worse. And I shat it.
I didn't know you got arrested by Interpol. I didn't hear this bit of the story.
Oh, all right. So the point of why I got bundled into the van was I refused to give my passport. He started getting really hot. So we're talking and we're having a fag, and I pretend I've not got a lighter because he's asking me to pack everything up. So and that's what I say. I've treated him like a UK copper. You can't tell me what to do, but I'll show compliance. So I've rolled a fag. I say, "Well, gives a light," and I'm chatting to him, and I've asked him, and generally, "What's your name?" Because I want to write this down for my memoirs. This is part of a tour. But the thing is, somebody's interpreting for me. Nora's interpreting. And whatever's happened in this he's then seen his arse and suddenly thought, I'm asking for his credentials. Then he started demanding my passport. And it's in my bag, next to me, because I'm on the bus. I carry, but I've just denied I've got it. And that's where it's all kicked off from. And in the end, and this is why I walk away, because in the end he's saying, well, give me a credentials. I've not got them. They're in the camper van. Let's go to the camper van. No, we're not going there. I said, well, I can't give him you then, can I? What are you on about? This is ridiculous. I've packed away. I'm going to go away, mate. I tell you what, let's call it a day. I'm going to go away and just take the stuff that you've asked me to take away and go away. So I've walked away, and that's when that his henchman comes from behind and punches me in the balls. And then,
Did you have property? Did you have property in Italy at the time?
yeah, so that's another. I don't want to, and there's no need to create a scene. What's my point I want to make? So anyway, so that's happened. So the point there is I've refused to give him my passport because I don't have to. I'm a European citizen. I don't need to prove anything. He's just being an arse. But then we get to, I think it's St. Mark's in Milan, and we're a little bit more conscious. Oh, this is quite funny, actually, this story. So we didn't know where to park. So we've literally pulled up in the camper van, like 100 meters from St. Mark's Square. Literally, there's a small thoroughfare, right? Pizza shop, restaurant, few of the bits, big, magnificent arch. And then it opens up into St. Mark's Square. And the driver, one of the guys, he's just pulled up there and thought, sod it. We've gone in and we're a little bit nervous because all the problems have been caused by where we can sight all the banners. When we were in Venice, the police really helped us. Said, no, you can't come here. Go to this place. But anyway, so we've gone to the police, and there's two types of police in there. There's the Carabinieri and then Polizia. And there's the local police, the Carabinieri. So I've gone to them because they're the first people I see. Or go and ask the police over there. Go and ask them. Well, the square's a bit funny. Why don't you go into the underground? So we've gone into the underground, set everything up, right? All we've got is banners, and it's just like London, it's the underground. People are walking past, and we're just, interacting with people. We're all perfect. And suddenly these guys turn up and go, what's going off? What are you doing? And I've said, well, we're down here because that's where the police said we could pitch up and just do our stuff. No, the police never said. I said, well, they did. They did. Well, we're Interpol. I said, no, you're not. And he pulls out this Interpol card. And my arse just, after just being bundled in Rome, oh, fuck. He goes, where's your details? And so I go, here's my passport. It's here. And then we have the Polish guy. He's laughing his head off. But yeah. So that was for literally 2 days later after that, Interpol. But they were really cool. We end up chatting with Interpol, even though they make us pack up, and we go back up, right? So then go back up into St. Mark's Square, and me and Dave, Trinity 4, where we go down further towards the student area, and we do a good hour or two down there, and then we come back to where we've parked. And some of the other guys, they're now surrounded by police. and two CID guys that have that are just there, and they're having a really amicable chat. And basically, the upshot of this is we've parked illegally, and
I thought you
kind
got
of all
dropped
the
off.
tales.
You mean you mean the caravan's parked illegally?
Yeah, it's literally 100 meters from St. Mark's Square in Milan. Literally, yeah, because we've come into Milan, we're late. It's all a bit hectic. We found this place and we've jacked up and gone off to kind of go and do flat earthing. And we've had that day, and then we've come back to it, and they're trying to write us a ticket, and they're writing us a ticket because I forgot his name. It's doing my head in. But they're engaging with the guys, and it turns and two of them are CID. They're like plain clothes. So it turns out they take a couple of leaflets basically because the daughter of one of the CID people, they're a flat earther. So I'll take that because my daughter's quite interested. And they're very, very amicable. The Italians are cool. And he says the thing is, and as we're leaving, he says, here's the fine. And we said, we'll take the fine. We're really sorry. He says, and the good thing is, it'd cost you twice that just to park in Milan for this much. And we said, brilliant. And then he says, and I know you're after for pizza, so let me give you some advice. He gives us advice for a great pizza restaurant, and off we go. So that was Milan. Great days, honestly, funny days.
Wow.
But yeah.
Do you think you actually caused an incident back in Rome then that might have caused Interpol to come and have a chat with you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Did you
there
do
was
anything?
no inference of that. They were just there because we were suddenly doing something on the underground. So Interpol popped up. And then when I said to him, no, but the police upstairs, no. And then I said, no, I went to the police here. I spoke to them both and they said we were all right to, no, they wouldn't say that. So that's when he said, right, document. And that's when I shat it. And I'm more than happy. It's Interpol, mate. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's not some bit of old plod. You know what I mean? So I've gone, there you go. Not playing around like I did in Rome. And he kept us for a bit. And honestly, they chatted to us, the Interpol guys, about flat Earth. What are you doing? And it was his accomplice, that's terrible. Whatever, his deputy. We're chatting to him more as we're packing up. And they were really cool. You're just not allowed to do that here. That was the point. And that was the same in Venice. Yeah. You can't do it here. And we're saying, well, where can we do it? Because we're right in the center of Venice. And he said, well, go over there, go over this bridge, and then there's a small piazza. No police ever patrol there, and you'll be absolutely fine. And that's where we went, and we spent the whole day and had a great day before we, got back on the boats. And that's when we dropped Dave back in and took him home. So I say it was really weird in Rome. This guy just took umbrage. So when they did what they did to me, they bundled me, assaulted me and bundled me in. The other guys are like, what the fuck's going off? And there's loads of like African immigrants there, just like, you want lighter, we sell you lighter, laser, all this. And these guys are really cool. And they said, don't worry. They do these to us all the time. He'll be down there an hour or so, and then they'll let him go. And that's exactly what happened. So,
So are you supposed to have like a permit, peddling license, or
yeah, the
vendor
African guys
license?
are, because they're selling, laser pens, all
Right.
this sort of shit. So that's where they just bundle them just to fuck them off and stop them annoying tourists. I don't know why they do it, but that's kind of what they. Like you say, oh, you've got no documents, so I'm going to bundle you. Well, I don't have to. I'm English.
Did they mistaken you for an African? Maybe.
Well, that would be the supposition. There are plenty of people from Africa that are white. Elon Musk.
Just wait 1 second. I'm just going to reset
I know that.
I'm just going to reset my live stream.
Lite and
Maybe they were Globers, heliocentric supporters that can't stand flat earthers. So they did something on another level of shenanigans like Roofy did. Let's harass this flat earth person.
it was just a dickhead who took umbrage at something I said, yeah, or a poor translation from Nora from what I said, yeah, and then he abused his powers like lots of people do. When I left the police station, the other guy was fairly apologetic, and as I said to him again, no, mate, he said to me, you can't ask police officers their name in Italy. I said, that's not true. And I looked at him, I said, what you did was wrong, you know? But I'm off to walk, and I got to walk all the way. It's not that far, actually. I got to walk all the way down the circus and back towards the Colosseum. And it was the only bit of Rome I really saw. It's none of the tour did I see any of the beautiful places, really. You didn't enjoy anything. You were on the bus, stood in the square, preaching almost, and then back on the bus and driving till late at night, pitching up, driving early in the morning, getting to the new city and doing the same again. So it was the only real bit of tourism I did was walking back from the police station, past some of the landmarks back to the Colosseum. And then you see me running at Dave, waving me documents that then somebody bothered to dox me on. So as I waved those documents, somebody doxed me so that when I got back, somebody had made a load of false accusations to my wife about what was going off, that there was a sexual carnival on that caravan. Funny. But yeah, that's how they behave, mate. They're depraved, these anti-flat earthers, to the point that they'll write letters to somebody's wife making out that I was having sex with other people on that tour, and that if you don't convince your husband to stop preaching flat earth, we will report him to the Royal Pharmaceutical Society, his fellow directors, and the only reason we're telling you this is for the safety of your family. That was a letter sent to my wife.
Stop ruining our religious belief, or we'll ruin your life.
Yeah.
Serious?
No, that's real. I can post you the letter. I should do it. It should be there as part of it's. When it happened, I spoke to Nathan and Anthony Riley and said, "What should I do?" And that wisely they told me, "Don't do anything. These idiots do this all the time." Yeah, I'll be 2019. But it's worth putting out there now, isn't it? You know what I mean? For the record, just to show actually the detail that they even made fake newspaper articles. UK pharmacist does drugs on really odd stuff and debauched tour and stuff like that. Really weird psychological stuff to try and influence you to not
very
talk about flat Earth.
Do you have any desire to put out articles on Globers? I mean, this is very strange. Sounds like they're moving in fear.
It's desperation.
Well, I do wonder what goes through their mind. You say desperation. Is that what it is? Is that what's going through their mind when they say, I'm going to ruin this person's life if they don't stop talking about flat Earth? It's upsetting me.
Isn't that what I said? I said desperation. That's what I said. Yeah.
I said afraid. I said fear.
But no, at no point have I ever thought, I'm going to ruin this globe believer's life because he's telling people the world's a sphere. No, those sorts of thoughts don't cross my mind.
If anything, you promote them.
Well, with my YouTube hat on, maybe. I don't. I stand in opposition to their claims, but as far as their success in the life that they lead, good on them. More power to you. I've got nothing to try and stop them. I mean, if you take Simon Dan, for instance, he's the typical example where I'd say more power to you as one of the more successful anti-flat earthers. Dan will go around telling people I'm not even a flat earther. He'll just lie about me.
Have a new member on the FED, only
5 days old in this server. Paul Allen is here in the chat. He's a bowler. Hey, Paul.
Hello. You'll have to excuse my strange voice. It's good to have you, Paul.
Are we saying hello to someone? Hello?
Oh, somebody new here?
Yeah.
Did you say Paul?
Yeah.
Nathan? Hello, Paul.
Is he the co-founder of Microsoft?
Paul, the co-founder of Microsoft, is here.
Is that who Paul Allen is?
Correct.
Didn't know that.
Wow. Respect. Evening, Paul. You do personal loans?
While you're here, can you just tell me how to add a particular type of shortcut to Windows? Would that be possible? Clearly not. He's not. He doesn't want to give tech advice. I understand.
He's not here. Is that his? Why would he want to do his day job? He's here to talk about flat Earth, isn't he? Clearly.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
There you go. Evening, Paul.
Good evening.
Is that your real name, or have you taken a Microsoft namesake?
I didn't intend to take the Microsoft namesake, but it seems that that's what's ended up.
Not really. Not if your mother gave you that name.
No, it's not my real name.
That's fine. It's just coincidence then.
Yeah, Paul Allen is also a character from a movie.
Which movie?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. So, is it just random, Paul and Alan, or did it add significance of why you picked it?
He's from American Psycho.
Oh yeah, Paul Allen's the guy who murders with an axe whilst wearing a see-through anorak, right?
Yes, yeah.
He's getting mistaken for him.
Yeah.
I so don't watch films like that. I've got no idea. You know what I mean? I just about remember Jason, Michael Myers, just the names, and I might be confused whether there's a pumpkin involved or a silver shamrock. Why do people watch those sorts of films?
That was Michael Myers. You're mixing Halloween and Friday the 13th.
People find psychopaths fascinating, and that is not a depiction of a psychopath. It's more of a depiction of someone with a multiple personality. It's a bit similar to the film Psycho, which tries to portray a psychopath. If you want to see the best ever psychopath portrayal, bar none, Night Stalker. There's a movie called Night Stalker about a guy who goes around being a paparazzi, I suppose is the best way I can describe it. He's sort of gathering up news stories. But he's, I would say, the very best depiction of what a real psychopath is. Someone who totally lacks empathy, just goes around doing whatever they want, with no care for anybody. That's a really good depiction. American Psycho, on the other hand, in many parts, he's a monster. But, you know, that's not necessarily psychopathic. Anyway.
Night Stalker was a TV series in the States. You're not talking about this TV series with Peter Falk, I think, played the part.
No. It's a movie from the last 10 years.
Anyway, welcome. Even though.
Yeah, welcome, psychopath.
The character name isn't the psychopath. The character name isn't the psychopath. The character name that he's taken is the guy who's just another corporate stooge that the psychopath character gets mistaken for, and then he eventually murders because he's got a nicer apartment than he has.
Yeah, and a nicer business card.
Yeah, he loses his shit over the guy's business card. He's like, oh my god, it's got a watermark.
Yeah.
So anyway, you wanted to talk flat Earth, you say?
Yeah. I don't really know much about it. I want to learn some more.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's scary when they say that.
Oh, I'm not trying to scare you. I really am. I'm curious.
Even scarier.
Okay, what are you after? Flat Earth proof?
Sure.
Okay, that's how it's measured. So your maps and your globe belief has been derived from measurements of Earth as a flat plane, including but not limited to the radial value your globe Earth religion utilizes to assert Earth is spherical. That radial value is measured with elevation angle measurements to Polaris and the inferred minimum, giving you a circumferential value on a flat plane that can be made into a spherical radial value. Earth's measured flat.
I see. Earth is measured flat.
Yeah, for the origins of the globe claim,
Why?
to believe you're on a sphere, you need to first measure Earth as a flat
Yeah.
plane.
When is it
Will
measured
be
flat?
the Earth has been measured as a globe. What actually brought me into this server was a video of talking about the Eratosthenes experiment, measuring the Earth is round by the.
That's a good place to just stop, because you said two things. You said the Earth has been measured as a globe, and then you moved on to Eratosthenes. How do you think that Eratosthenes measured the Earth as a globe? Because I assume that's the next logical step.
Well,
explain those two things and how what Eratosthenes did is a measurement of the Earth.
He measured the angle between the Earth's surface and the sun. The sunlight.
Did he say angle?
In different places.
That's not what he did, though, is it? Just describe what he did.
He looked at the in I don't remember the two places that he measured, but in one of them
Cyan
on
and
the solstice.
Alexandria. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Cyan and
The
Alexandria.
sun in one of them the sun shone directly down a well, and in the other it shone at an angle.
Yeah.
And by measuring that angle, or the angle of the shadow.
So we've got down a well. I suppose on premises with the pre-assumption, therefore, if it's down the well, there is no shadow; it's directly overhead.
Yes.
But then we've got the massive pre-assumption that at the same point in time, but a different geographic position, we've got somebody with a stick and a shadow.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So yeah, we're cool on that. Yeah.
The shadow makes an angle, right?
Yeah. What it does, we can interpret the shadow as an angle, can't we?
Yeah.
And I think that's reasonable to interpret how much of a shadow is created. Could be extrapolated to express how much variance from overhead there is. Is that? I think that's reasonable in both models.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that. So we've measured a shadow, right?
Yes.
And we're both in agreement, yeah?
To give us an angle.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, no. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. We've got an angle from the shadow. Lovely. And that shadow, we've used the earth, haven't we? You know, to cast the shadow upon. But fundamentally, we've measured a shadow. Yeah. Not measured the earth, have we? We've measured a shadow here.
Well, if you're going to refer
Yes.
to one part of the angle, that's two straight lines meeting at a vertex, and one of them's the Earth, then you're going to need a flat Earth for this angle to be an angle.
Well,
Yeah. Unfortunately, when you have a very large curve, you can approximate a small section of it with a flat line.
well, I'm going to accept that locally flat is because we're only measuring a shadow,
So
a very small
just to be
shadow.
clear, Adam, I'm
So
sorry
even
to
if it
interrupt,
was-
Adam. Just to be clear, so you would concede then that we are measuring it flat. I mean, aside from your apologies for why we'd be doing that, you fundamentally appreciate that what this does is measure Earth as flat, regardless of your apologies for why it's not curving. It's being taken by you as a measurement flat. Yes? I just need a yes, because that is precisely what you're doing. You gave apologies for why it's so biggy, it's flatty, but you understand at a base level that your measurement requires Earth to be flat, and that's precisely how your claim to be measurement, claim to be proving the shape of Earth, is functionally requiring Earth to be flat. You've disclaimed that it's so big it's flat, but ultimately it's being measured flat by you, and you understand that. Just need a yes.
I didn't say it's so big it's flat, just that it's so big at a small scale, it seems flat.
So angles, they're straight lines, my friend. It must be flat.
Yes.
You don't need to interrupt. I listened to your so biggy it's flatty claim that you've said you're not claiming when you say it's so big you can take it to be flat. Yet you will be taking it, that's Earth, to be flat then. Just need a yes.
Are you saying that
it's not an open-ended question, it's a closed question with a yes or no reply? Based on what you have just told me, you will be, quote, taking Earth to be flat. It must be we're taking angle measurements from the ground with a shadow on it. I just need a yes. It's the third attempt. With a closed question, you need to affirm that which you've told me. It's going to be treated as flat by you with this measurement, isn't it?
Welcome to the discussion.
I just need my opponent, not you, Bilu, to concede what he's just already told me. When he told me, so biggy it's flatty, we can take it to be flat, and that's just because it's so big it's flat. Yes, so what I take from that, and asked for the fourth time now, is that we'll be taking it to be flat then. Yes?
we will be taking it to be flat?
That's right, Paul. Thank you. That's all I require. Thank you, Paul. I thought you were here to learn. Yes, when I ask a closed question, Paul, I don't expect you to waffle on through the concession. Bilu, you're going to get muted if you don't stop white knighting for this guy who's getting a pummeling.
Sorry, what?
You're going to get muted if you don't shut up. Paul, yeah, we're just without the interruption from the white knight. We'll do it a little calmer this time, hopefully without the interruption from somebody trying to save your ass. So, Paul, based on what you've told me, your claim to be measurement that you thought proved sphericity is actually a measurement that you're taking to be flat then. Yes?
There's one thing I'd like to dispute, and that's that you can measure an angle between a straight line and a curve.
It's just a two straight line, simple angle that Aristophanes measured with respect to the ground. One of the lines is on the ground. Your explanation and apologetics for that was that it's so big we'll take it to be flat. So I'll try again for a fifth time so I can move on with my point, which is to say that in your description, you're going to be measuring Earth as flat for a straight line to a vertex for an angle in your description from Aristophanes. That's measuring Earth flat, isn't it, Paul? Fifth attempt.
It's measuring Earth flat locally.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's right, Paul. Paul. Yes, that's thank. I thought you were here to learn. It seems you're just here to interrupt the conclusion. You can shut up now, Paul. Thank you. Yeah, Paul, you measure Earth flat then, Paul. Yeah, welcome to Flat Earth. That's how Earth's measured. By you! For your fundamentalist religious zealot belief in a globe that you apologise for it not being when you measured it flat. But the fact remains, your example required you to take Earth as a flat plane when you measured it to claim what Earth was. You measured it flat, Paul. Because that's how it is, in your example. A measurement of an Earth that's flat for an angle. You understand now how your example measures Earth flat, Paul. Just need a yes.
Okay.
Okay, jolly good. So why in unholy hell would you assert this to me like it's measuring a globe somehow, when in fact you're proving Earth's measured flat, Paul? Why would you think this is a globe measurement when you're actually measuring it flat? That seems silly.
Well, there's a difference in angle between the two places. And on a flat plane, there shouldn't be that difference.
You can only get an angle from a flat plane. If it was a sphere, you wouldn't be getting the angle at all, Paul, because it would be a curved line meeting a straight line for your angle. You can only get that by measuring Earth flat, Paul. So telling me how it won't work on a flat Earth when it's only capable of being measured flat also seems similarly absurd, Paul. Stupid, I would assert. Because it's got to be measured flat. Yeah, Beelu's getting removed. You measured it flat, Paul. You measured it flat. You told me how you had to measure it flat. It will be flat. It's an angle of a flat plane. But you're telling me how it won't work on a flat plane because what? On a curve that won't give you the angle that you measured? What about on a curve that won't give you the angle you measured? They won't match. Yeah, there won't be angles anymore, Paul, on a curve because that's not what an angle is. But you're measuring it flat. You understand that now, yeah?
I disagree that you cannot measure an angle between a curve and a line.
Right, was he measuring an angle between a curve and a line with this shadow on the ground? Was that what he was doing? No, Paul. No. Telling me what you can't do when your example of Aristophanes is a line meeting another line at a vertex, one of which is a line on the ground. That's not a line meeting a curve, Paul. It seems like you've taken your own example to somewhere it doesn't go. I don't think I need this non sequitur and interruption for me to take apart your garbage that isn't being done when you just measure an angle with a shadow. I'm pretty sure Adam made you unequivocally clarify what this was, did he not? No need for a reply, that's rhetorical. He did get you to clarify, and you mentioned nothing about taking a line from a curved surface to deny this premise that he's absolutely doing when he measures a flat Earth that you disclaim it's so biggy it's flatty, because it's an angle. The one you clarified. This isn't an overcome to the response I gave you when you described measuring Earth flat, Paul. You must do it to two straight lines. One on the ground. So, Paul, I still didn't get an answer to my question. Why would you think this is a globe proof when it has a prerequisite of Earth being flat to get an angle in the first place? I don't need to be told again about how you don't believe curves can't meet angles, because that's not what's being done by Aristophanes, my friend. That's your example. That just needs two straight lines, one is on the ground, and it's straight and flat and needs a flat Earth, my friend. So why do you think this is a globe proof, see? It isn't. Proofs of flat Earth's being measured by you.
I don't think you really understood what I'm saying.
Yeah, I did. How dare you ad hominem attack me? I understood implicitly of the angle along the ground. You don't need to ad hom me. Paul, you're here to learn. You don't need to tell the person educating you about the angle you apologise for how flat it had to be, that I don't understand that. Yes, I damn well do. How dare you? Don't do that again. Just tell me why you thought this was a globe proof when you're measuring Earth flat, my friend. Don't tell me I don't understand. Answer my question. How is this a globe proof when you're measuring it flat? Answer that.
I'm saying is that because the curve is so small locally, it is the same as a flat line. Locally, on a small scale, curve can be approximated as a plane.
So to measure the curve, you have to approximate it as flat. So I'm clear about what I didn't understand according to you. You're going to approximate something you're claiming to be measuring curved as flat so you can measure it. So you approximate how flat the curve is. That seems like you're just apologising for why you're measuring it flat and saying why.
That's not what happened. When you approximate it outside of the way in which you've measured it, which is flat, what you approximate it to is a tangent to a point. Now, you have to also recognize that the point, even the extension of the shadow, is approximated to the tangent you've created to the point. But actually, that small extension of the shadow across the tangent is always away from the surface you're trying to reference. Even in this small, this was the point I was trying to make, even if it's 5 past midday, and that shadow's very small. Even that small shadow can only sit on the tangent line, it doesn't sit on the surface. Instantly, you've had to recreate another flat plane of reference that is separate to the surface you're trying to measure, which is what I was asking you.
Yeah, what's the funny thing about a sphere?
Doesn't have any flat
Funny thing
surfaces on
about
it.
a sphere.
There is no flat. There's no angle to acquire from a surface of a sphere ever. You need a flat plane to get this angle measurement, like I've pointed out to our opponent. He just thinks I don't understand. Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, your religion relies on you measuring Earth flat to make your assertion.
I don't.
Are you learning?
Call it a religion.
Because it's a religion that's based on a flat Earth measurement. So the reification of a concept derived from a measurement of an Earth that's flat gives you your religious belief in a sun-centric world. It's got a title too. Heliocentric, sun at centre. You in a world where the sun is at the centre of your world. Sun-centric. It's a religion. That's why I call it a religion, because it is one.
Okay. So can you explain to me why the angle was measured differently in those two different geographic locations?
What the angle off a flat Earth, the one that can only be measured if Earth's flat? By the time we've measured an angle off a flat Earth to ask questions about it, we've already proven Earth's being measured flat.
I would ask, can you prove there was angular difference at these places? This is the first nonsense, if you're going to invoke Eratosthenes. The translocation of local time, is a nonsense. The specific translocation of local time a year later is even more nonsensical, but that's what's claimed to validate these measurements. Yeah, that's what holds this as the underpin. Before you take it apart in terms of what it proves, because it's not even measuring the surface, it's presuppositional in its very foundations. Look at the actual real world nonsense. If it was me and you today, and I was in San and you were in Alexandria, I could say to you, "What's the angle right now?" And we could maybe do that. Is that, to your understanding, is that possible in 500 BC, the purported time of this?
No. Yeah,
No.
with smoke signals. Smoke signals.
So how?
Oh, I was thinking the same thing.
So why would you even believe the story when, to your own common sense, the underpinning logic of how you would measure and do it is demonstrably laughable? Unless you had mobiles.
Call it laughable.
It is.
Well, if you consider that Tartaria was during that time, the advanced technology, they actually had cell phones in which Harris Nutsnick, whatever his name is, was able to utilize in order to correspond with the other gentleman 500 miles away.
Okay,
That's the fact
Adam's
that they
question.
forgot to
Hold on, Dee.
incorporate.
Adam's asking a question. Given how nonsensical it is at surface level, why would you think this is a proof of a globe?
I think it's a proof of a globe because there's The difference in an angle isn't explained on a plane.
Only
If sunlight
possible
is
on a plane.
parallel, which has been,
Only possible on a plane.
why is it
No,
only
no, no,
possible on a plane?
I'll
Because it's
give you. Take the plane. First of all, let's difference in what angle. How are we? We're not in the same place and measuring something, are we? Where uh, I don't know how you would define the difference between Cyan and Alexandria, but they do because it's important for the maps they're going to use. But like I said, look at the basics of the story. How did they define the angle to define the calculation to define R? They tell you that they go on year one, there is a sun above a well. A year later, in a different place of this now defined distance away, just distance, by the way, yeah, not north, south, east, west
Yeah.
relocation, which would be important. Yeah, we've now got an angle which we know in that other place a year ago, it was exactly over the wow. And we know right now, right bloody now, right, that's when a year ago when the sun was casting no shadow in the well. And we're going to measure the shadow with our stick in the ground right now. And from that, we will give a calculation about the earth. Forget analyzing the calculation. Just look at the validation of the measurement that's been taken and the presupposition to get to that point and the nonsense. Remember, in their claim, the secondary angular measurement is a year later.
And I don't think it matters if it's a year later.
That's good. How would you know it doesn't matter?
Why should it? Why should it matter?
You're describing heliocentrism that you've not described yet because you're just going to invoke it with this shadow. Okay. So, but you can make the definitive statement that a year later it won't make a difference because you know the model already that you're not yet invoked, that you're going to invoke from your angular measurement of a shadow.
Yeah.
But you can make that definitive statement that of course, it won't make a difference if the model you build doesn't include a difference, will it?
Is the sun in a different place in the sky?
Not in the model you
After a
invoke
year?
from
Is the
just
sun
changing an angle from the sun.
no.
Yeah. Do you not see? There is no proof. There is just fallacy. Just
Are
presupposition.
there observations of the sun being in different places?
Assumption that the angle means something. What does that angle, what does that shadow mean? Why does it mean that? Ask yourself that question. Answer that question. It'd be nice. Yeah. I
What the
don't
shadow
invoke
means?
any meaning to that shadow, by the way. As a flat earther, I don't invoke a meaning to it. It's only heliocentrists that do.
Why don't you
Invoke the
invoke a
shape of the
meaning?
surface.
Because it's garbage. Because it's meaningless garbage. Just a stick in the ground a year later from someone else saying there's no light, no shadow around this well. Hey, check it out. In a different place a year later, this shadow comes from this stick I stuck in the ground. From that, you extrapolate Earth's a sphere. I mean, you're asking me why I don't extrapolate that from a shadow from a stick. Because it's utter garbage. That's why.
See, the thing about measurements in science is that it doesn't really care if you believe in it because of your common sense.
Excuse me. Measurements, that's maths. In science, that's
and
physics.
Science.
I was talking. Yeah, way to tell us that you don't know what either word means. Measurements, that's mathematics. In science, science deals with cause and effect relationships. That's physics. But you obviously don't It's the second time you've interrupted me, humiliating your lack of knowledge of these two words. Don't need you to interrupt for a third time, thanks, Paul. I thought you were here to learn. Yeah, I'll try again. You don't know what those words mean, Paul. Yeah, measurements, that's maths. Science, that's cause and effect reasoning. Yeah, you don't know what these words mean. You're just trying to sound clever by telling me that science doesn't care. Sorry, that's a reification fallacy. It doesn't have a brain or feelings to care about anything because you told me it didn't care. No, science doesn't care because it's a method. Methods don't care or have feelings. That's called a reification fallacy. It's also not maths, a completely different subject that deals with measurements. You said the measurements in science don't care. Reification fallacy and category error. Do you feel like I'm educating you, dumbass, Paul? Because your nonsensical ramblings about shadows in the ground proving Earth's sphericity require a flat Earth in your example, so Biggie is flatty. And further to that, you're saying, why wouldn't I infer sphericity for this? Because science doesn't care about my feelings when it does measurements. I mean, it just sounds like we're talking to a moron. That's what it seems like to me, Paul. Do you want to tell me why you've got this category error of science measuring things? Because that's stupid. How dare you waste our time with your nonsense ramble about maths and science? You don't know what the words mean, Paul.
You said
do you want to tell me again that science doesn't care when it measures? Because that's stupid.
No.
That's what you said, though.
What I am going to say is that science, you take measurements when you do science.
No, you don't. That's maths, you stupid boy.
Wow, I didn't come here to be insulted.
Well, you have been, because you've said stupid shit. You've said that maths is science, and it's not. You're stupid. Telling me you don't come here to be insulted, don't say stupid things, and people won't point out your stupidity. Maths, that's measuring things. Science, that's a method to establish cause. That's physics in the physical and natural world. Maths is abstract. It's a language. It describes things. Science, that's physics, deals with the physical nature of reality. That's not abstract. You think they're the same, and you want to moan about me calling you dumb? Don't say dumb things, okay? They're not the same. That's a category error and reification fallacy when you tell me about how science doesn't care. That makes you really stupid. Do you understand? Do you understand?
This math as the language to describe the physical world.
No, physics is a method. Do you think by reasserting your stupid shit, it'll make it right? The abstract world of maths is not the physical reality of physics. That's science. They're different things. And the one, science, doesn't care about anything. That's a reification fallacy. Do you know what that word means, Paul? You're getting put in your place and educated, by the way, Paul, by me, the flat earther. Nathan Oakley's my name. Don't forget it.
Thank you very much for that.
Good, you better have some damn respect for your stupid ignorance about what maths and science is. I'm correcting you. You better be grateful.
Is measurement used in science?
No.
No?
No, the only measurement would be the effect. I'm answering you, Dumbo. Here to learn my ass, you liar. The only measurement is the effect if caused by a presumed cause of it. That's the only measurement. Does it affect it or not? That's cause and effect, as I already pointed out. It's not quantification in mathematics. The only measurement's going to be, does it cause it or not?
So there's no quantification in science.
Define science.
We'll use your definition
Dumbo,
of science.
You define it, Dumbo. I know what science is. I'm ripping you a new asshole based on your ignorance of it. You said it was maths. Now you're asking me if there's any quantification in science. So define science,
I did not
Dumbo.
say science was math.
Define it. What is it?
It uses measurement.
No, it doesn't. You're wrong.
Why doesn't science use measurement?
You tell me define science, Dumbo. You obviously know what it is, so you can define it easily like I've done about 1,000 times to my audience. My audience knows damn well I can define it. They also know you're a bonehead who can't.
Science is a method that we use to learn things about the physical world.
sorry, that doesn't sound very much like measuring things and maths and quantification. It sounds like a cause and effect reasoning relationship based on the physical nature of reality. Yeah, that's not quantification, is it? That's not maths. We got there in the end, didn't we, Sunshine? So do you understand how stupid it was to say it's measurement and quantification now? Because it isn't, based on your own definition. It isn't. You're just stupid.
Measurements to
no, it's not. That's maths.
Relationships.
Why do you keep saying it's measurements when it's not? It's the quantification of a cause and effect relationship. Like you just said. That didn't have any quantification.
So what are you doing when you measure the physical world? Is that math or is that science?
If you're measuring something in the physical world, then it's maths.
We've
and
got,
if you're measuring the relationship between two things in the physical
you don't know what science is. Why are you telling us this? I thought you were here to learn. Are you here to teach me? You arrogant prick.
No, I'm not.
Then shut up.
I'm here to ask questions
then shut
about
up.
things I don't
then
understand.
shut up. Why are you still talking then? You think you're educating me? No, you're not. No, you told me, because you're a liar while you interrupt me, that you were here to learn. No, you're not. You're a liar. You know when we said, oh, we've heard that before, now we're a bit worried? This is why. Because you're all scumbag liars. No, you're not here to learn. You feel you're here to tell me what science is, when you haven't clearly got the vaguest idea. What are the three constituent parts of a scientific experiment? Go.
I didn't come here to tell you what science is. You asked
No, I
me
did.
To define it
I
yourself.
demanded it of you, the clown shoes that told us it was maths, like an idiot would.
It uses math.
It doesn't.
I didn't say they're the same
so
thing.
what does it use? In an
fields.
experiment, what's it using? What are the three constituent parts? Let's see if one of them is maths.
Paul.
Maths is a tool that you use in an experiment.
Paul.
Yes.
Just give me a second. I think you've got a disconnect here. You want to use the quantitative aspect of measurement, okay, which is used when we use the qualitative aspect of the scientific method. This is cause and effect. It either does or it doesn't. It's not a little bit of does or how much it does. It either does or it doesn't. You've got a category error in your understanding here.
Yeah. Category error. Thinks maths is science. Oh, well. I mean, we do deal with people who are quite ignorant of the subjects we deal with here. But there we go. That's life. Sometimes the people who are ignorant of these subjects feel that they need to tell us over and over again. No, that's not necessary. We do know what science is, and we know it's not maths. And how it doesn't have any feelings about anything, Paul. But you think that it's maths.
I think that quantitative methods and qualitative methods are both used in science, which means measuring and using numbers.
Want to give us an example of an experiment then? Go ahead.
No, you're missing the point, dude. Is
science. I'll give an example.
Dude, Paul.
Yeah.
You're missing my point. Is science quantitative or qualitative?
It's both.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not. That's the way you need to grasp the point, dude.
It's pretty clear you don't understand what science is.
I see. So any measurements is not science.
It's maths.
You're not
It's
listening.
all math.
Don't paint a straw man to the knowledge you've just been given. Digest it.
But, I mean, at the point that you go, okay, fine, I don't really understand what science is, we might educate you like you said you were here for. That's why I've called you a liar. Because all you're doing is challenging us on your knowledge of what you think science is. Rather than going, I really don't understand any of this. I thought it was something and it isn't. But you're continually and perpetually trying to justify your position. That's not someone who wants to learn. You see why we were apprehensive when you said that now, Paul?
Yeah, I do.
Right, so maybe if you just have a bit of humility and go, I really didn't know what science was, I thought it was maths. Maybe we'll tell you what science is.
All right. I won't say I didn't know what science is, but I will ask, what do you think science is? Because I do want to learn about what you think.
Well, no, I demand humility from somebody who I'm going to educate. I demand that they do say they don't understand. Why the hell am I telling you if you already know? You tell me then, big boy. What is it that you know about science already that you feel that you can challenge me on my knowledge of it? Because you won't concede you don't know anything about it before, what, asking me for an education on it? No, first you need to say, yeah, I don't understand this stuff. Because at that point, when you start interrupting me about it, I'll have a good reason to shout you down and shut you up, the one who's conceded his ignorance. Until you do that, though, why the hell would I explain to you what science is? What benefit is it to me? I know it's not maths.
I don't think you're here to teach.
Well, I am. Once I get some humility from my student, in this case you, then I'll teach you what science is and what use it has. Because you think it's maths. You're just wrong. So far, all we've done is point out how wrong you are. I mean, if you want to end the discussion with you just being shown to be stupid and ignorant, based on your lack of science acumen and your misapprehension that it's maths, we can just end the conversation there with you being the dumb fuck you are. Or you can have an ounce of humility and I'll educate you, dumbass, on what science actually is. Because you don't know. But you won't concede that before entering into a question about what I think it is. Now, I know what it is, Paul. Do you?
Okay. Why don't you share what it is with me?
Well, once you tell me that you haven't got a clue, like we already know, I'll recognise the humility in my opponent and I'll tell you. But until that time, I'll just call you somebody who thought it was maths, making you ignorant. So, ignorant one, when you show some humility about what you don't know, you might get educated in it, like you said you were here to do. But by doing what you're doing, that's not conceding that you have ignorance. It makes you a liar when you said you were here to learn. So, your choice is now concede ignorance or you're a liar. Which one is it, liar or ignorant, Paul?
All right. Let's say I'm ignorant.
No, let's have you say it.
Okay. I don't know what science is.
Excellent.
I thought it was math.
So why did we spend 10 minutes arguing with you proposing that you did as you suggested it's maths? I don't get it. The arrogance is off the scale. Especially frustrating when the person's telling us that they want to learn. Science is the establishment of cause and effect reasoning based on an observed natural phenomena. That is to say, you see something happening in nature and go, I wonder why that happened. It has a method. The method starts with what I've already described. That's the observation of natural phenomena. Then you formulate a hypothesis. Now, a hypothesis is a very special type of prediction, otherwise known as a scientific prediction. It supposes the cause of the effect you observed in nature with a suppositional statement, if A, that's your supposed cause, then B. Now, B is the phenomena that you're studying and trying to induce by varying A. A scientific prediction also has the antithesis of your prediction. That would be called a null, otherwise known as a zero difference result. It is the antithesis of your original prediction. If A causes B, being the prediction of a suppositional statement of cause and effect, where you suppose the cause, the null is if A not B. Zero difference result. Both exist alongside each other in this suppositional statement known as a hypothesis, aka scientific prediction. Once you have formed said scientific prediction, you can put it forth for testing. That's known as an experiment. In an experiment, with everything that is not the independent and dependent variable held constant, you vary that which you assume will cause the effect you observed in nature. That is an experiment. Upon variation of that which you assume to cause the effect you observed in nature, you only have one possible validatable outcome from your prediction. Either it will validate your alternative hypothesis, A causes B. That is to say, you vary A, B happens. That's what you observed originally in nature. You induce it when you vary A. That's tick. Alternative hypothesis validated with experiment. Also simultaneously ruling out the null, because A did cause B, therefore, without violating the law of non-contradiction, it cannot also not cause B, ergo you rule out the null. Likewise, if you vary A, and it does not induce the effect you observed in nature originally, you validate, that is to say prove, your null prediction. Tick, it is validated. A did not cause B, but simultaneously cannot also violate the law of non-contradiction and cause B when you just showed it didn't cause it. Hence, at the end of the process known as the scientific method just described to you, you prove the cause of an effect, or you disprove the cause of an effect. Only one is possible. Proof is the only outcome. It is an incredibly useful method because it advances humanity with proof. Now, at no point in the description of that methodology did I have to quantify with mathematics anything, because it isn't mathematics. That would be the scientific method. I thank you.
I
Did
think he might
quantify
have been
some
talking,
things in
Nathan,
that
about like
description, though.
measuring beacons, pouring stuff in beacons. You know, I think he was talking about that kind of measuring, like when you're pouring, you know, like he's thinking of like when you see a lab and you're pouring stuff, you know, 4 ounces of this, and then you mix it around and put the green stuff and explode. I think he's talking about that kind of measuring. I guess that's what he sees as measuring. That's the only thing I can think he think about measuring in beacons, filling. You know what I'm talking about, Adam.
That brings to the understanding of quantitative and qualitative. Okay, and what science is trying to elucidate is trying to elucidate a cause, not an amount, isn't it? And an amount, a quantity, is not what it's trying to do. The methodology elucidates a cause. That's its point. A quality. Does this do this? Not does it do it by how much? Science doesn't do that. That's not it's the purpose of the methodology.
There we go.
You did mention a few places where you would have had to use measurement in order to conduct an experiment.
Right.
For example, to ensure a null hypothesis, you would have to measure a zero effect.
Yeah, I think again you're missing the point. We're not trying. Are we looking for an effect or X effect, 2X effect, 3X effect, 4X effect? Is it quantitative or qualitative what we're trying to look for in the scientific method of cause and effect? Does it matter how much we affect it? Now, what you're elucidating is setting a baseline of 0. That's fine. Yeah. Quantitative measurements may be needed to define a qualitative effect, but the methodology is not seeking a quantitative amount. It's qualitative it's after, isn't it? All those cues do your head in, getting them right. I think that was correct.
Yeah, we're not seeking
Using
how much
quantitative.
We're not asking how much acid will make the water boil. We're saying, will acid make the water boil? So you vary acid content and see if it boils or not. Now, yeah, you might add more, but that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for the effect to be induced. When you say heat, again, that's the causal influencer. The application of heat rather than acid in the new experiment where the independent variable is no longer acid and now it's heat. Now, you could turn around and say, well, you need to know how much. No, you need to get the water hot. Because that's the causal influencer.
Well,
as opposed to adding soil. Because you can ask how much soil you'll add to the water. Well, what if we add 10 tons of soil to the water? Yeah, it's not a qualitative exercise. It's will it cause it to boil or not? Asking how much soil is meaningless if it doesn't cause it.
How do you establish that something is hot? You mentioned heat.
Yeah, that's a silly question.
What?
When heat is the independent variable, if you've got A being the causal influencer of a phenomenon known as water boiling, then applying heat
Yes.
is all you need to do to actualize your hypothesis. So if heat is the cause, you apply heat. You're saying, oh, what's heat? Yeah, that's kind of a stupid question. You've got a cause and effect relationship. You're applying heat because that's what you suppose causes it. If you're going to question what freaking heat is, that just annoys me.
Now, it's more retarded than that, the question. The question is, how do you so more or less heat? Well, you do it via a quantitative method, right, of observation. How much heat is it? Well, let's describe a scale. And then I can describe that amount of heat as a quantity. You do understand that that's not science, don't you? That's not science. Me taking the temperature of something is not me doing science, is it? Because that's what you're implying.
Why isn't it? By taking the measurement of,
There
of
we
something.
go. There we go.
Why isn't it?
There we go. No, there we go. That's it. And this is where our conversation ends quite abruptly, I think. And if you don't know why that's not science, you're not fit to hold a conversation with us. Do you understand? On the nature of Earth. Yeah. So you really have to descend the conversation to demonstrate that fundamentally you're clearly freaking stupid. Yeah. That you're going to ask that question in an open forum and demonstrate your ignorance by asking it. Then I say to you, don't humiliate yourself anymore. Go away and learn. When you've learned to a level where you can engage in a conversation with us, conversation, not us just educating you, then you're welcome back. But until then, you're kind of wasting your time and our time. You should spend your time reading, and we should spend less time talking to people like you.
Bet you've learnt a thing or two. I mean, hand waved it, but you know, science is a method for establishing cause and effect, and Earth is measured flat in your own examples.
I see. Well,
do you?
Thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
And this has been very enlightening.
Please don't think my advice was an insult. It was advice. Yeah, for you.
No, but your insults were
From what you've
insults.
demonstrated this evening, that's the best advice I can give you. You've got a lot to learn on your journey.
Nobody insulted you.
Fundamentals of the understanding of what science is and what measurement is seems to be, as you've demonstrated, one of those, I would say, a starting point. Yeah. And maybe we've started you on that journey. And I wish you luck.
Nobody insulted you. Say stupid
Nobody
things.
insulted me.
They'll be described as stupid. That's how it is.
Nobody insulted you.
No,
I distinctly
lacking
remember
in
being called a
fundamental
stupid
knowledge,
boy,
dude.
and that you were putting me in my place.
That's right. That's correct. That's what happened.
Yeah.
You behaved like a stupid boy. I explained how you were behaving like a stupid boy. That's not insulting you. Now, if you don't like being described as a stupid boy, don't behave like one, and you won't be called one. That's not an insult. You understand I'm not insulting you when I describe your behaviour as that of a stupid boy. Because that's what it was. Do you not acknowledge your stupid boy behaviour? Because I can explain it to you again if you feel it's just an insult. I'm more than happy to detail explicitly how you behave like a stupid, moronic boy, like a small child. I can explain that to you if you don't understand it. If you lack the comprehension of how your behaviour is that of a small, ignorant boy, I'll detail it for you. But it definitely wasn't an insult. It was a description of your behaviour here. Did you not understand that? Did you not understand how it was a description of your... Did you not understand? Did you lack the comprehension?
Why are you getting so
Did
worked
you
up?
lack the comprehension of my description of your behaviour here? Because you seem to think it was just an insult. Do you lack the comprehension to appreciate how it was a description of your behaviour? Because if you do lack that comprehension, that would make you ignorant. That's not an insult. I'm just asking if you lack the comprehension of my description of your behaviour. That would be the behaviour of a stupid, ignorant boy. Do you lack that comprehension? Because I'll educate you again on how it's not an insult. It's a description of you and how you behaved. Are you ignorant?
I don't see why you're getting so upset.
I'm not upset. I'm irritated with someone claiming they've been insulted by me. No, I described your stupid boy-like ignorant behaviour. Because that's how you behaved.
You certainly sound a little upset.
Oh, right. Well, don't mistake. Do I need to smile as I tell you you behave like a stupid ignorant boy? So that you don't claim that I'm upset about it. Au contraire. No, I'm quite delighted to tell you that it's definitely not an insult based on your behaviour, your acumen with science, your misapprehension of mathematics. That's the behaviour of a stupid, ignorant boy. Can you hear me smiling? What was your response again? I'm upset about this. What, your ignorance and stupidity? Definitely not. I'm quite peeved that you would infer that it's an insult, like just me outright insulting you. No. It's a performance assessment. Just to be clear, not an insult. I find it quite rude that you would infer such things. I find you rude. Why would you be so rude?
I wouldn't have made those accusations before our interaction. It wouldn't have been valid. But I think afterwards, as Nathan says, it's a fair performance assessment. I've had to educate you on what measurement is, the difference between qualitative and quantitative. Nathan's educated on the definition of the scientific method. And even after that, you've still not grasped those fundamentals. You've demonstrated that your understanding is in opposition to those well-defined things, which is very confusing.
Very confusing.
So I think Nathan's appraisal of you is perfectly fair.
What
I
age?
used to watch Dad's Army, and that would be Pike, you stupid
Pike.
boy. Pike.
Exactly, Pike, stupid boy. At what age do children learn about the scientific method, Adam?
About 7.
You learn about it.
About 7?
Yeah,
7 or
very
8?
young.
7 or 8. So somebody who's asking me to define what the scientific method is, would you say it's a fair assessment if someone doesn't know that when we're taught it at age 7, that would be the behaviour of a ignorant boy? How would you feel about that assessment, given that we learn about this method I educated you on earlier and you confessed your ignorance of at age 7? Do you feel it's an insult to describe someone who doesn't know that which a 7-year-old understands the equivalent of an ignorant boy? Because you felt it was an insult. Now I've had to educate you on how it isn't. I mean, obviously, when we're dealing with ignorant boys, we have to educate them on what an insult is when they feel that they've been wronged based on their stupidity and ignorance that they demonstrated to some other person who pointed it back out to them, and they took it as an insult and claimed the person was upset about it. No, definitely not. I'd like you to just apologise for your incorrect assessment of what you thought was an insult. No, just your behaviour, mate. You know, that of a small boy who's ignorant, like 7-year-old, who's just been taught the scientific method and asks another man what it is after being taught it. We were all taught what this was, you included. You've just forgotten. Making you equivalent to a small, ignorant boy. You understand that now, yes, I assume, Paul. Now I've educated you. Again.
Well, thank you for your education. I've learned a lot today.
Good, you best be grateful. Now shut up.
Wow.
Good boy.
Why are you so unkind?
No, not being unkind. I'm disciplining you, telling you to shut up. Yes,
Why
that's
are you
right.
disciplining?
Because you're a small,
what do I need discipline?
ignorant boy, equivalent to. That's why. And I don't like ignorant boys. You irritate me greatly, especially when you level charges of insults at me. No, I don't do that. It's unreasonable that you should do that. Therefore, you're going to be put in your place and told to shut up and sit down, stop talking. That's what happens when those who are in authority over you, in terms of intellect in this instance, the ones having to educate you, they will take charge. They'll tell you what to do. They'll belittle you, insult you, and have authority over you. That's how life works. I wouldn't expect an ignorant boy to understand how life works in general, when they just want to behave ignorantly and then claim that they've been wronged, insulted. I don't expect your ignorant, childlike behaviour to appreciate how the world works and how people will put you in your place when you behave like an ignorant boy. No, I don't expect you to understand that. No, you're belligerent. There's another word. You know what belligerent means?
Yes, and I'm not going to define it for you.
I didn't ask you to, small boy. Nobody asked you to define anything. I asked you if you knew what it meant. You do. Good. Now you may be silent again while you are berated for your ignorance and belligerence, which you're now demonstrating again. This is belligerence.
This is belligerent. Okay.
Yeah, you yield to our authority when we were requested to educate you, when you conceded your ignorance. Yeah? You positioned yourself beneath us. Yeah, that's what happened. Now you are being belligerent. So do as Adam said. So you can do as Adam said. Go away. Go and get yourself an education. Come back less ignorant, less like a small boy. And then we'll have a decent conversation with you. One where we don't have to take this position of authority and educate your dumb ass on stuff you should have learned when you were 7. Then we won't have to talk to you like this. We won't have to talk down to you. Now, we are put in that position by you where we have to talk down to you, don't we? We have to.
I don't think you have to, but
we do, I assure you. I know because I'm in that position. You wouldn't know. You're not in that position. Yeah, you think you can talk down to me. How dare you? With your ignorance of science and maths. You think you can take that position. But you haven't earned that position. I have. With you, the Muppet moron, ignorant child, telling me how you don't know stuff and need educating on it. And we've had to do that. Now, Adam's told you to bugger off and educate yourself better so you can better serve your own interests when you come here next time, rather than this non-stop belligerent behaviour.
How is Muppet a fair assessment of my performance? I would argue that that's quite clear. I would argue that calling someone a Muppet is solely insulting. It is nothing about a performance review. You seem upset. You're trying to degrade me.
Excuse me, Mr. Ego.
Yeah.
Nobody graded you as high as a Muppet.
You just called me a Muppet.
Yeah, but you came in and said you wanted to learn.
I certainly didn't give you a. You don't understand. I outlined to you the basic fundamentals, yeah, that you demonstrated you couldn't differentiate between, yeah, quantitative, qualitative. You struggled there. You didn't understand, yeah. That's really concerning, dude. That's really, really concerning at an intellectual level. All right. Who am I talking to? Somebody that can't differentiate that. How do I proceed the conversation? On what level should I proceed the conversation based on the fact that this guy has not only questioned the differentiation or whether there is, but then after I've presented it to him, doesn't recognize it and continues to talk nonsense. Yeah. I was polite to you. I tried to say, look, go away and learn these things and come back. Yeah. I'm not being rude to you, but I am saying to you, look, for us to have a decent conversation, there are basic fundamentals that you've demonstrated you still need to learn. And when you've learned them, we can have a conversation. But now's not the time for me to have to educate you on them. They're very basic things. And as Nathan made me put a year to, around about the age of 7, most people grasp the difference between these things. That you have demonstrated tonight you don't or not able to differentiate. So go away, learn them. When you've done, we can move on. And maybe I'll educate you a little bit more, give you pointers to where you need to do a bit more reading. But dude, come on. Stop flogging a dead horse.
I think you've very much misunderstood how this argument started. I simply said that measurements are used in science. That's a method of doing quantitative analysis. I don't misunderstand qualitative and quantitative. I was just saying that quantitative methods are a method of doing science. And you laughed at me. Are they not?
No, you said qualitative, not quantitative.
I said quantitative, numbers, measurements. Do you not understand the difference between the two?
Sorry, no, say I got my cues mixed up. No, well, there's the point. Is it quality or quantity? that science proves?
I said measurements are used in science. Not that it proves quantities, but that quantities are used to prove qualities.
So science
Math is
proves
in
how much? Does science prove how much of something?
a part of science is measuring how much something is. How much of something causes an amount of change in something else. That is a perfectly valid method of doing science.
Really?
Quantifying the results. Yes.
Quantifying the results
An
after you've done
example.
the science could be used math. You could use maths to do that after the fact. Once you've established something qualitative, that is what is the quality that will induce this effect. Yeah, once you've done that,
And
you
you
can start
use
asking how much of it. But if you've got soil as the
yeah.
independent variable for water boiling, asking how much soil is not going to help you much, is it?
No. Why would
Right.
soil be the independent variable of water boiling?
Yeah, it could be. I can slot it into a hypothesis. If soil, then
Okay.
water boiling. The null hypothesis would be if soil, water not boiling. So in an
Yes.
experiment,
No. All right. See, if I'm going to boil water, and what boils water? Heat, right? In science,
Yeah.
the fact that it's heat that makes water boil doesn't matter how much heat it is. It's the fact that it's the quality of heat that makes water boil. How much, or even at what temperature the water boils at, is kind of irrelevant in terms of from a scientific perspective. What causes it to boil is heat.
How much
No, not how
is very
much.
relevant
That's
in
the
a
point
scientific
I'm
way.
making.
It
Is the
is.
fact that we have to increase the heat of the water to make it boil.
It's the fact that you have to increase the heat in the water by a specific amount to make the water boil.
No. There isn't a specific amount unless I specify other conditions. The fact in
Yes.
science is that I need to add heat. That's what will make increasing the temperature in the water is what will make it boil. That is the
Yeah.
cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect, not quantity.
Quantifying science allows experiments to be repeatable. That's how science can be verified.
okay,
If an experiment can't be
where does the repeatability come into the method?
by having quantifiable measurements for everything, someone else can look at your procedure and look at your measurements and repeat the exact
How do
experiment
you
under the
measure?
same
How do you
conditions.
measure water boiling?
You measure it by you could measure the temperature of the water.
That's not
Okay,
You
boiling.
could look
measure
at
it.
it and see it boil.
Measure it.
That's temperature.
It's now the water is at 101 degrees.
Yeah.
There's no visible bubbles. The air pressure is at 2 atmospheres. And then the water's now at 120 degrees. Still no visible bubbles. The atmosphere is 2 atmospheres of air pressure. How do you
Yeah.
measure boiling? Is it with temperature?
You would measure the
Is it
temperature and the pressure. And that's how you
quantitative?
would learn that
No,
there's
this
a
is the point that you're about to be
relationship
destroyed on.
between
So
temperature
take your
and
time.
pressure.
You're about
Okay.
right. What do you, if your mum said to you, "Go and put a pan of water on, and tell me when it's boiling," how do you define to your mum that the water's boiling?
I would tell her that there's bubbles on the surface.
Bubbles.
Oh,
But that's
so
an
you don't
entirely
put
different
you
context than a
don't put a
rigorous
thermometer
scientific
in there. No.
experiment.
So you're looking at a quality aspect of the water, yeah, not a
Yeah.
quantity. You don't put a thermometer in there and go, well, it's at 100 degrees. There's no bubbles, but it's 100 degrees, so it's boiling. It must be because it's at 100 degrees. No, you don't do a quantitative measure, do you? It's the quality that defines the water's boiling.
Okay, but what happens if we're
No,
trying
okay.
to?
No,
No,
okay. Oh
I
my
concede
God.
that point.
I've just had my
sorry, Adam. He
whole
says he concedes that
nonsense
point. So
destroyed.
we understand now, despite your protestations from your ignorant position that you've taken, you concede now. No, it's dealing
How
with
do you
a quality as opposed to a quantity.
how do you do science on
But
things
you
you
said you
can't directly
concede.
observe?
Was
Then
it a feigned
Oh,
concession?
no humility.
the
No
concession
humility, none.
was on the example of
You've
water
got no
boiling.
shame, dude. Why should we continue to talk to you after what's just happened?
How would you
Shame
do
on
an
you. As a
experiment?
human being, right? Whatever role
Yeah.
you're playing, whatever getting you off right now, with whatever you're doing, shame on you as a human being.
It's a human being.
Shame on you.
For what?
Look at what you're doing right now. Look, imagine your mum watching you. What's she saying about you right now, dude? What's she saying about you?
I don't know. I don't think she'd mind.
Is she proud of you? Is she proud of your behavior
Yes, she
right
is.
now? Is she?
Oh, I'm
Tell me
sure she
why
would be.
she's proud. Come on, share it with us. Because you must be righteous why she's proud. Yeah? Come on, share it.
I think she would be proud that I'm having a discussion with people who share different views from me, and I'm trying to understand more about why they think the way they do.
And is that what you think's happening right now?
No, that's not what's happening now.
Is that how
That's what-
you think you're coming over to
Sorry,
5
why?
other people?
Hold on, Adam.
What a
Why did
shame
you
on
just
you.
tell us that? That's not what's happening. Is that what you've deluded yourself into believing is happening now? That you're listening to people with a different point of view? That's not what you're doing. You're completely disingenuous. Yeah, in your mind, you think you've got some righteous crusade that your mum would be proud of watching. You're about as disingenuous of a scumbag that there are. But you think you've got a righteous cause where you're listening to people's alternative views. Man, you're delusional. That's not what you're
There's the
doing.
insults again.
That's not what
There's
you're
the
doing.
insults again.
No, by
What am I doing?
describing and talking through me, obviously belligerence also. What you've just described is definitely not what you're doing. But that's what you're deluding yourself into believing you're here doing. It's not what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You're being argumentative and belligerent and ignorant.
I'm in this call and I'm asking you about what you believe, and I'm asking you questions that seem to be too difficult because all you can do is insult me instead of answer them.
When did we insult you?
Wow, that
We've already
that
covered
is
this.
Calling me a
Yeah, we've already
scumbag.
covered this. Yeah, because you're disingenuous. Adam's taken you through to the conclusion. And you said, okay, fine, I concede.
I don't think I'm being
And now you're being belligerent
disingenuous.
again, talking straight through the middle of me. Would your mom be proud of this? I'm in the middle of a sentence. Now, what I'm going to do, because of what you've just done, that's talk straight through the middle of my sentence, is call you scum. Based on your behaviour. Talking through the middle of me pointing out how you behave. For example, talking straight through the middle of someone hosting a show that you've come to be educated by in your mind. Well, that's what you told us. When people say that to us, we've heard it so many times, Paul, that we know before you've even gone through this process, that at the end of the process, you will be a disingenuous scumbag liar. Because you're not here to be educated. You're here to tell us how wrong we are. That's what you're here to do, from a position of ignorance. That's what you've actually done.
And demonstrated.
In your
When
mind,
you look
that's...
at, I'm going to bed. I tell you what, when you look at the world today, it's people like you, Paul, that are the problem. It's not us crazy flat earthers, is it? Who are honest and genuine in our conversation. It's piece of human detritus like you that create all the problems. Good night, everyone. It's been very enlightening today. And Paul, you've topped it off by just demonstrating, as I've said, some of the problems with the world.
Well, thank you. I've learned a lot today. You've been very enlightening.
I'm pleased to hear it.
As
It seems fun was had by all. Jolly good.
lots of fun. I've learned that throughout this call, I've heard all of you talk quite a lot, and it seems that I've found a group of people who like to place themselves above others, feel a lot more superior, who love to listen to the sound of their voices. Thank you for interrupting me again. You've interrupted me so many times, I can't hardly get a word in edgewise, and then you insult me when I try to have a conversation in the middle of your monologue. I think we're done here.
When you try to have a conversation in the middle of my monologue, you feel that you're being wronged because you're not getting to have a conversation in the middle of what you've described as a monologue. I mean, how unreasonable that the middle of my monologue interrupted the beginning of your sentence. That seems totally unreasonable that the middle of my sentence should interrupt the start of yours. How unreasonable of me.
It's unreasonable of you for you to... During a conversation, people talk back and forth. I think we can both agree on that.
No.
Yet throughout this, I'll ask a question.
No, I wouldn't agree on that.
Waffle.
You don't have to put words in my mouth and then ignore me when I object. We wouldn't agree on that. No, I'm your teacher. You can shut the hell up and listen to... So when I object... You can shut up. No, because I don't agree. You said, I think...
But when you object...
Excuse me, can you stop talking, please? I object to something you put in my mouth. Yeah, I'm objecting. I think we can both agree. No, I'm not going to make assumptions about what you will do. I'll use the examples of the things you say.
Interrupting me.
No, I'll do as I damn well please. You see, when you say, I think we can agree on something, and I fundamentally disagree with it, I'm going to interject and tell you, no, while you may think we agree on that, we don't.
Interjecting when you do the same thing to me.
Yeah, I've earned the right to. I'm your teacher. I'll take the position of authority and tell you what's what. You'll listen. That's what you'll do, because I'm telling you what to do, because I am assuming the position of teacher. You have conceded to the position of student. So, you'll have some respect for the positions we hold here. Not tell me that I'm assuming a position of authority above you. I am in a position of authority above you. You are ignorant. We are educating you. I am in the position of teacher, whether you like that or not. So, belligerent, ignorant, child, you don't have to like the positions we find ourselves in life. I found myself in a position teaching you.
Yeah. Ask me a question.
No, I'm teaching you. I'm not asking you a damn thing. I'm telling you. Do you not understand that?
Okay. So that
Do you not understand that? This isn't an equal level playing field. When Adam told you bugger off so you can achieve a position on a level playing field with us, that isn't me saying, oh yeah, we're going to have a nice casual conversation where we have a back and forth. No, I don't think you know your place, son. You are being taught. I am in a position of authority. You conceded to that when you conceded your ignorance. What, now you don't like the fact I am in authority? Well, don't concede your bloody ignorance next time, sunshine. Then you won't have somebody telling you.
I conceded your ignorance.
That's what I'm doing. I'm telling you. Now you don't like that. You're a belligerent child. You think you should be in authority even though you're in total ignorance of everything. You feel you should be in charge and that we should have a level playing field for a little chit-chat. No, sir, no, that's not what's happening here. I'm in authority, you're ignorant. That's a fact. You have to like the position you find yourself in. It's tough luck.
What was that question you'd like to ask me?
I don't want to ask you anything, Dumbo. You're not my teacher. You think I'm looking for tutelage from you? What the hell? Are you insane? No, we're educating you, Dumbo. Not the other way around. I'm not asking you anything. You have nothing to offer me. Nothing.
I wasn't asking you. Someone else said they would like to ask me a question, and I'd like to give them an opportunity to speak.
Why? Who's putting you up on a pedestal where you're going to be answering people's questions?
Someone asked me a question. They said, "Hey, Paul, I'd like to ask you a question." Is there no question anymore?
Doesn't look like it, Paul. Doesn't seem anybody wants to ask you anything.
They tried to ask the question and you interrupted them again. It's crazy how you get so upset by someone doing the thing you do repeatedly throughout this entire conversation. You do over and over and over and over again.
Oh my God, you're so hard done by. If only you were in a position of knowledge, so
I'm
you
not
could take
hard done
charge.
by.
Meanwhile, you could just interrupt the response to your bleatings. Were you a victim? Did you want to carry on being a victim? I'd bleat some more.
I don't think I'm a victim. Why are you putting more words into my mouth?
So why are you claiming I'm upset? Do you need to put words in my mouth about what we'd agree on? No, we wouldn't agree about a mutual chit-chat we're having when I'm your teacher here and you're my dumb student, conceded to be so. No, that's definitely not a level playing field that we'll have a casual chit-chat. I'll tell you what's what, you'll shut up and listen. That's the positions we find ourselves in.
Yeah. So I should just blindly trust whatever you say.
You can do what you like with the information I tell you. You can do what you like. You have that choice. You can reject it and argue with it. That's what belligerent children do with information. I don't care what you do with the information. What you will do, as far as me saying it when I'm saying it, is shut the hell up and listen to it. You can do what you like with it. I don't care. After this conversation ends, what you do with the information I've given you is inconsequential to me. I don't care. I've got an audience. Me educating you in the ignorant position you find yourself in, me having to be a teacher to you, helps an audience. You listen to this stuff. Listen to the ignorance of people like you and the teachings of people like me. That's what happens here. You think you should have a level playing field with a little chit-chat. No, you're the student. I'm the teacher. Know your place.
Why can't there be a level playing field?
Because you're dumb. Be less ignorant and we'll have a level playing field. Did you not listen to what Adam told you? Go away and educate yourself. Then we'll be on a level playing field where we can have a conversation, as opposed to me having to teach you while you interrupt me. What are you going to do now? Bleat about how you're being hard done by while you interrupt me? Yeah, this is belligerence from the student. Yeah, this is what makes your mother proud in your deluded mind. This non-stop incessant interruption makes your mother proud, right?
Why are you complaining about interruption? You do the...
Because that's why I've got an audience, shit for brains. I'm complaining because what I say people want to listen to. Nobody literally wants to know what you've got to say. You appealed to somebody in the ether that didn't ask you anything.
I conceded my ignorance because you refused.
Right, so you know your position as the ignorant student. Yeah, we know. So know your place. That's why we don't have a level playing field, because you've conceded your bloody ignorance.
I don't think I'm ignorant, but
We know you're ignorant. You've conceded you're ignorant. That's why I get to say what I like and tell you what's what. You get to listen and do with the information what you like after I've told it to you, preferably without the belligerent, non-stop interruptions of an ignorant child.
You can't stand to have someone know even just a little bit or question your intelligence.
What part of my question? What part of my intelligence are you questioning?
It's mind-boggling.
What were you questioning in regards to my intelligence, my friend? Was there an example that came with your baseless assertion?
This whole entire call, all you've done is waffle on about how you know so much and you are so smart, even in the stories you were telling before we started talking.
This is just a glorified personal attack.
Listen.
Sorry, did you have anything to
No,
example
it's
my
not
what
at all.
ignorance? Did you have an example of that?
This isn't a personal attack. It's
Yes,
a
it is.
performance
Unless you can
evaluation.
example it, like I did when I demonstrated your ignorance that you conceded to. That's an example of your behaviour and an example of your demonstrated ignorance that you conceded to. Now, unless you give an example like I did with you, eradicating the notion that it was an insult, then you're making a baseless assertion. Therefore, just an insult. That's what you're doing.
Your constant reassertion of your authority is a part of it.
You're in my council, Sunshine. I don't know where you think you are.
I know I'm in your council.
Good.
You love this. You love to listen to yourself talk.
Yeah,
and you
I like
feel
it. I
better.
revel in it. What's that? Were you saying I was upset? Make up your mind. Am I loving it or upset?
You're having a bit of both. I mean, you get a little
you think I'm
emotional.
schizophrenic now? No, mate. No. You're just
No,
making a
why
lot
are
of
you
baseless
putting things-
assertions that you can't back about me as I educate your dumbass from a position of authority. That's what's actually happening here. You don't like it, though, do you?
I'm having quite a good time.
Neil, can you go on mute if you're not going to add anything? Neil, did you want to add something? Neil.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was off mute. No, I just wanted to say one thing. He came in here because he said he wanted to learn, which I said, uh-oh, we've heard that before. But he doesn't want to learn because he's not paying attention, obviously.
No, he wants to bleat about the position I find myself in while I educate the ignorant. He wants to moan about it. That's far cry, as he interrupts me again. Yeah, that's a far cry from wanting to learn from us. No, you don't want. You want to bleat about how I'm on some pedestal. Yeah, I am. You put me here.
I didn't say I want to learn from you. I want to learn about you, and I think
No,
I've
that's
done
not what
that.
you said. That's another lie. I got it recorded. You lying shit.
You've got it recorded.
You lying
Okay.
shit. You lying shit. I recorded what you said.
Yeah.
You lying
And in that
fucking
recording, you'll find
motherfucking cunt. You lying bitch pig. You degenerate scum. So you're just going to lie about what you told us when you opened up and we questioned it based on we have heard it before. Now you're going to downright lie about what you said. You said you wanted to learn about us. So if you'd have come in telling me you're going to study me like a freaking monkey, I'd have removed you, you lying pig. That's not what you said.
Why
Liar.
are you so angry?
Excuse me, because I'm dealing with lying scum. That's why I'm angry. I'm angry at you for what you've just done when you lied to me and my audience.
There's no need to be.
And what? No need to be a scummy, degenerate, lying pig? No, there is no need, but that's what you are. You've just claimed you came here and disclaimed that you were here to study us. No, you didn't disclaim that, you lying pig. It upsets me when degenerate scumbags who say they're here to learn say, no, I'm here to learn about you and your behaviour after the fact, because I'm a liar. No, you didn't disclaim that, mate.
And
You're a pig. You're a liar. You're just a pig. You're a pig. Would your mother be proud of your lies, pig?
I think she would be.
What, she'd be laughing along with your lies? I'll tell you what then, I'll edit out what you said and I'll put it next to your lie that you're now obfuscating with interruptions, and we'll see if you post it to your mother. Yeah? You'll post it. She'll be proud. You'll post it to her. You'll get a reaction video from your mother as she listens to you lie through your back teeth like a pig scumbag. You'll do that. You'll send it your mother if I edit the two things together. What you said and then what you lied about. You'll send that to your mother.
I won't send her anything.
Why? She'd be proud of this. Surely you'd want to promote it. She'd be proud, you said. Why wouldn't you?
Why should I be proud about talking?
You said she would be proud. That's what you told us. She would be proud, end quote, you. Why wouldn't you send it her if she would be proud according to you? Why wouldn't you send her my edited version of your scumbaggery and lies, like a pig dog you are? Why wouldn't you? She'd be proud, right? Were you lying when you said she'd be proud? Lying pig.
No.
So she'd be proud, so you'd want to send it her then, wouldn't you? She'd be proud.
Why are you putting words in my mouth?
Because you said it. It's a verbatim quote. She would be proud, end quote, you. It's not putting words in your mouth. It's a verbatim quote.
You're putting words in my...
No, it's a verbatim quote of words you said that crossed your lips with the words quote around them, because that's what a quote is.
I would not like to send it to
What,
her,
so she wouldn't
but
be
she
proud?
would be proud.
So she wouldn't, as you said in a quote, she'll be proud, end quote, you. She wouldn't. That was a lie then. She wouldn't be proud of your scummy lies.
She would be proud, but
she would be proud of your lies. So you'd want to send it her then, the lies about you
No.
wanting to study us.
Why does being proud of something equate with me sending something to my mother?
Because you said she'd be proud of it. You specifically said that.
Okay. And that has nothing to do with...
So nothing to do with whether or not you'd want to share something your mother would be proud of. Because if something's your mother would be proud of it, you wouldn't want to share it with her. That seems silly. I wonder why you wouldn't want to share scummy lies of things you didn't say and lied about.
She'd be quite appalled with your language and your tone.
And why are you... what's with the quivery, quaky voice? What's that all about? What's with the little quiver in your voice? Are you scared?
Quivery,
why is your voice got a quiver in it?
I'm not scared at all.
So why has your voice got a quiver in it?
Making fun of how I talk. Why do you have to make personal insults?
I'm not insulting you. I'm asking you why, when you disclaimed that you would send your mother something to be proud of, why you're now saying you wouldn't send it her?
I didn't say I would send my mother something proud
said she'd be proud of it.
You said that.
No, you said she'd be proud of it. The lies you told.
Yeah.
So your mother would be proud of lies you told.
She would be proud of what I've done today.
She'd be proud of the lies you told about wanting to study us. That was a lie.
I did want to study you.
No, what you wanted to do wasn't what you told us when you got here. That's the lie.
Can you quote me what I said?
Yeah, I'm here to learn.
Yes.
Yes. Now you're telling us that you're here to study us.
Learn about you.
You didn't say that.
I'm doing.
You didn't say that.
I did.
No, you did not. That's a lie. That's the same lie. It's the same lie. It's the same lie.
Sorry, can you quote me again what I said?
Yeah, you didn't say study you. I'm here to learn about you. You've added that afterwards. That's the lie. You did not say that initially. That's a lie. Like what scumbag pig dog liars do. Lie. So when you said you were here to learn, no, I said I was here to learn about you. Lie. That you said when you got here, you didn't say that. It's a lie. You've added that afterwards because you're a liar. Then I've pointed out that I record the show and have what you said recorded and called you a scummy pig liar for it. Now I'm saying, based on the fact that, according to you, your mother would be proud of what you did here, so she'll be proud if I edit together what you actually said when you arrived, that's I'm here to learn, versus I told you I was here to learn about you. No, that's not what you said. It's just a lie you told after the fact to justify how you've behaved. Scummy.
No, but I didn't tell you I would learn about you at the beginning, because in doing so, that could alter the experience that I would have here.
This isn't a psychological forum. Asshole. Go somewhere else. You're in the wrong place. If you're here to study people, that's not what we do here. Did the name above the door... Excuse me. I'm telling you off. Excuse me, moron. I'm educating you again and you're talking to me.
I don't want to hear you telling me.
Well, then get lost. You're in the wrong forum. This isn't Psychology 101. This is Flat Earth Debate. Did the name above the door confuse you? Did you think when you saw Flat Earth Debate it meant psychological studies of other humans? It seems that you can't read.
Thought it meant...
You're in the wrong forum, moron. You can't seem to read the name above the door. You read Flat Earth Debate and thought psychological studies. You just didn't want to disclaim it to the people in the debate forum because that would, muddy the waters of the outcome you were trying to achieve in psychological terms that you didn't disclaim.
Oh, absolutely.
That seems very deceptive. Like you were here doing something that you weren't disclaiming to the people you were doing it with in a place you weren't supposed to be doing it. We're not a psychology forum. So that seems like you're being a scumbag again. You're in the wrong place.
Well, you're
in the wrong place.
Who tout?
You are in the wrong... What part of this don't you get? We don't want to continue the discussion. You're in the wrong place. You need a psychology forum.
I think you'd be very happy to hear yourself talk.
Yeah, I've got the show recorded. I've made thousands of shows. I've edited myself day in, day out for 10 years. But you think you should advise me on how I should hear myself. Yeah, I do. This is what I do for a job. Meanwhile, you haven't disclaimed your reasoning for being here, and it's ulterior to what you're discussing. That's so scummy. Now, you didn't tell us, because that would have altered the outcome. Again, you're so scummy. You're just a scumbag. Through and through.
I think I've learned a lot about who you really are.
Really? As opposed to learning about Flat Earth, the name of the discussion?
Yes.
So you're here doing psychological assessments in a Flat Earth debate forum. What a wanker. Get lost, wanker. You're in the wrong place. Go to a psychology forum if you want to discuss how you study people. That isn't what you told me you were here for. Why am I discussing science and the scientific method when you're studying my personality? Scumbag. Asshole, wanker. Get the fuck out of my show. Bye-bye, you fucking asshole. See what we have to deal with? Now, I was here to study your nature. Go fuck yourself. What a frickin' outrage. The scumbaggery is off the scale.
Is this Paul Attenborough or something?
Pardon?
Is it like a Paul Attenborough or something?
The guy's a disingenuous scumbag lying asshole. And at the end of the process, when he's been ripped a new one on the subject matter discussed, he's like, I'm not actually here to discuss the matter. I'm here to study your psychology. What a prick.
Yeah, that's what we get.
Hey, I knew he was full of crap when he first opened his mouth and said, "Hey, I'm here. I want to know what about this flat Earth thing." And I wanted to ask him, so you just happened to stumble across this server, this chat room, and you've never heard or discussed it with anybody or learned it or opposed it, like you're just off the street. I want to learn about this flat Earth thing. So I knew that was the whole, it was just a way of pushing buttons.
Not at all, D. No. As it turns out, he wanted to study our psychology. He just didn't tell us because he didn't want to affect the outcome of his studies.
You're kidding me.
From Mexico. Well, I'm out. Good evening.
Yeah, me too.
Talk to you another time.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. Later.
Hey, good night, Nathan.
With that, I'm going to say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of my members who are watching in the live members-only stream. And, of course, a massive thank you to the Flat Earth Debate Discord server and G+ Panels for making this members-only live stream possible. If you're watching after the fact and you'd like to become a member, then smash that members join button and you can take part in these members only live streams too. I've been Nathan Oakley and I will see you all in the next video.
What a lovely day!